The Jake Asman Show will begin shortly. Thanks to all these great Patreon members who help support the show. Get your super chats ready. Jake will be here in just a moment. If you love the New York Jets, this is the place to be. And now, the Jake Asman Show.
4 picks in the top 44. Is Darren Mougey ready to assert his power in the NFL draft? We'll talk to Will Parkinson about that and much more. It's the Jake Asman Show. Football Friday. Less than a week till the draft. Let's hit it and get it started.
Wish you could have been a Jet, Fernando.
Let's see what happens.
What's your message to the Jet fans in New York?
Jets, Jets.
A new chapter for the Jets has started. Aaron Glenn and Darren Mougey are tasked with shaping the future of this franchise. Will they be the ones to finally get it right? We will be here for every step of the journey on the Jake Asman Show, breaking down all the storylines, every game, and everything in between. Please subscribe and hit the like button below. Super Chats, baby. Cut the line. The Jake Asman Show starts right now.
Here we go, Jet fans. Happy Friday, everybody. It is indeed the Jake Asman Show presented by PrizePicks. We are just 16 subscribers away from 45,000. So big thank you to everyone who tunes in each and every day. And a reminder, if you're watching the YouTube show, we are also available in audio form, Apple or Spotify. Just search Jake Asman Show and you can listen to anything you might have missed. Got a chance to hang out with this guy in person this past Saturday night at the Badlands pre-draft party. It's our pal, Will Parkinson, who joins us now. Will, less than a week until the NFL draft. How you feeling? It feels like it's been the longest draft season we've ever had as fans because of how bad the Jets were during the regular season last year and the trade they made kind of setting the stage with all these picks that they have.
Yeah, it felt like the draft in a lot of ways started for us at the deadline when they moved Sauce and Q. I feel good. I feel excited. It's going to be a really fun, couple of days or hopefully a very fun action-packed couple of days. And for us, who do content for a living, it's kind of a dream. So yeah, I feel good, man. I feel good.
Especially as we sit here right now. And I don't know if there's an answer who the number 2 pick in the draft is going to be. It felt like for a while it was going to be Reese. Then you had a lot of Bailey buzz. Now, all of a sudden, it's back to Reese. In terms of the number 2 pick, I'll get to what you would do, but in terms of what you believe the Jets will do as we sit here right now, who would be the pick at 2?
I still think it'll be Arvell Reese. Jake, I feel like this is very 2025, like Membu and Warren, where I got caught up in this last year. Is a lot of people around the league will assume a team will be doing something, and then agents start talking and everything was like, oh, it's Warren. The Jets love Warren. And they did love Tyler Warren. Everyone kind of assumed, hey, they have a need at tight end. And, they're just going to take Warren, right? That was just kept being connecting the dots. And then it was like the Jets were just taking Membu. And, they legitimately really liked Kelvin Banks as well. That wasn't smoke. Then it was week before, it was Jade Barron or Tyler Warren. And no one was talking about Membu. And then, that's who they end up taking. This has felt like Arvell Reese has been the number 2 overall pick since week 1 of the college football season. David Bailey was unbelievable against Oregon, and he had a really, really good year. It was amazing against Oregon on New Year's Day with everybody watching and every Jets fan, rightfully so, watching to watch Dante Moore. And the guy that was ruining the game from a Texas Tech defensive perspective in a great way was David Bailey. So you start to, wow, okay, maybe that's the guy we should be taking. Ohio State falters, and it's you kind of start to talk yourself into, all right, maybe that's the guy at 2. And then it felt like from the combine forward until about 2 weeks ago, Reese was chalk. And it felt like, the Jets, Connor Rogers calls this the Jets trial balloon, is kind of start to felt like a lot of the talk was everyone around the league assumes the Jets are taking Bailey. And it's I don't know. Is that because Robert Saleh wants David Bailey? Is that because the Cardinals want him? What's the reasoning behind that? Because the Jets have been pretty good about the leaks. It doesn't feel like things get out a ton at all. So to me, it was if the Jets were predetermined taking a guy and leaking to everybody 2 weeks before the draft, that felt very out of character. You can say what you want about Glenn and Mougey, but they have been pretty good about keeping what they're going to do pretty close to the vest. generally speaking. So yeah, man, I still think it'll be Reese. I think their way they approach the offseason makes me feel even stronger it'll be Reese because they fixed a lot of the other needs. And Jake, the one thing on this defense, I love David Bailey, and this is not an anti-David Bailey thing. Like, they take David Bailey, be like, hey, they took a really good pass rusher, man, and like, I get it. My thing with Reese is like the floor is so high just as a player, and the ceiling is just incredible if he can reach even 50% of his pass rush potential. And the one thing I think they're missing on this defense, and I don't know if fans will agree with this and whatever, they still are missing the one guy in the defense that's like, this is the best athlete on the field, and we are going to be able to do a million different things with him. Minkah is the only other guy on this defense right now. They can move around, do different things. But Reese, I think, could be that guy. And if you can mix and match, where's Minkah lined up? Is he playing deep third? Is he playing in the box? Is he playing nickel? Where's Reese lined up on this play? Is he next to DeMario? Is he rushing from a wide 9 alignment? Is he lined up over the defensive tackle? Where's, is Osai and Kingsley? They kicked inside playing 4-eye, and then Reese and Willard screaming off the edge, and they're going to play with just one backer, and Minkah's going to play second backer. Like, there's just a lot of different things you can do creatively if you have a guy like Reese and same defense as a guy like Minkah and DeMario kind of instructing the band and the orchestra, if you want to call it that, along with Glenn. It feels like with Bailey, while he's a really good player and he's a really damn good pass rusher, you're a bit more predictable with Bailey and Will are going to be your outside linebackers on passing downs. And, I don't know. I like the Jets to have something that's different. They've kind of tried the traditional defensive alignment. Maybe now they go with a little bit of the unique kind of alien player at 2 overall.
If they take David Bailey and it comes out, hey, part of the reason is he's safer. Glenn needs someone.
That's probably the biggest red flag, right, Jake? That would be the biggest red flag if they
right. Because I like Bailey. I don't want it to be an anti-Bailey thing. But when I hear multiple people in the quote unquote no say, well, they need someone right away for 2026 because the coach's job is in danger. To me, that's crazy. And what I don't get about that logic is some of what you were just saying. Like Arvell Reese, if you're a head coach and Aaron Glenn is now taking over defensive play calling, you said play calling's your superpower. Wouldn't you want the guy that you could literally, based on the team you're playing that week, line up all over the field and have Reese do different things contingent on the type of team you're facing that week? Like, you'd think Glenn would want that guy. Defensive coaches, they think they could do anything with a talent like Arvell Reese. So I don't quite understand how they say, well, you take Bailey because you know what he is, and Glenn needs someone that's going to help him right away. Well, if Glenn's trying to save his job, all the cool things he could do with Arvell Reese, that might actually help him save his job more than a guy that can only really be effective if it's 3rd and long.
Yeah, I just don't really understand. I think that's why even I feel more so than ever. And maybe the Jets do anything, Bailey. That's why it feels like outside noise, Jake, that's not coming from the Jets building. It's a lot of assumptions of, oh, Glenn's not safe, Mougey's safe. That's the rumor mill, right, around the whole offseason is like, Mougey's in charge, he secured his job, so the Glenn's going to look for a high-floor player. Reese is a high-floor player too. Like, what does that mean? It doesn't mean anything to me. So, yeah, look, man, I'm going to end up – Reese will be my mock pick at 2. I would be shocked if I change that. I do one full 32-pick mock at draft day, and I would be really shocked if he's not my pick at 2 as of things standing today.
If they take, let's say, Reese at 2, what's the plan for him in year 1? How would you anticipate the Jets using him?
Last year he was like 62 or 63% off-ball backer. It was like 30% as an edge rusher in like an alignment perspective. And he played in the nickel 8% just from like where he was aligned. Obviously that's a little dicey because like technically he's lined up as an edge rusher when he was just a spy, whatever. I would say maybe if they could get that closer, like he's an off-ball backer 40% of the time. He's an edge rusher 30 to 40% of the time, and 20% of the time he's like a hovering. He's playing some nickel, not actually playing the nickel, but he's a guy that's like screaming off the edge, right? And he's like, they're going to have the loaded box. Is he a third backer? So I think he's going to play a lot of everything. I think they are going to be drafting him long-term to be an edge. But I also think that they understand, and they're not stupid, that like early on, he's going to be able to do it. Matt Patricia, for whatever you want to say about those Belichick assistants, ran a really complex scheme in college, a pro-level scheme, and he asked Arvell Reese to do everything, right? Nickel, line up where the defensive tackle, spy the quarterback, play off ball, play inside, play outside. Like, I think that's a lot of what you're going to see, man. I think it's Connor's talked about this, and I think Joe Blewett on your channel talked about this. A lot of the Michael Parsons stuff they were able to do in Green Bay this year and early on in Dallas. I think the later stage Clay Matthews, when he was in Green Bay, where he was an off-ball backer, he kind of wasn't a full-time edge anymore, but he still was a guy that did quite a bit at edge. So I think he'll play a lot of different positions. I think they'll try to make him an edge as much as they can, and if they need him inside because Sherwood stinks or DeMario, for whatever reason, falls off a cliff out of nowhere, then that's what they do. I just think that's the luxury of having a guy that can play, multiple different spots.
Hit the like button if you're just joining us. If you have a question for Will Parkinson, write it in and we will get to it. I want to get to the other picks for the New York Jets, the dream scenarios that could present itself for the Jets next week in this draft. Quick reminder, if you don't already know, we're having a draft party less than a week until that draft party in Pittsburgh, right near where the draft stage is being held, of course. Gangrene Takeover, McFadden's. Make sure you RSVP if you're coming. It is going to be an absolute blast for all the Jet fans who are making the trip to Pittsburgh to watch the Jets hopefully nail the pick at not just 2, but 16 and beyond. And speaking of pick 16, Will, in terms of the latest rumblings of the Jets being aggressive and moving up for a wide receiver, would you do it if that trade that Daniel Jeremiah and Todd McShay both mocked to the Jets this past week, it presents itself where the Jets would trade up from 16, come up to number 7, and they'd be coming away with Carnell Tate, the wide receiver from Ohio State?
In that trade, did they give up any 2027 capital?
They do not.
Then I'm more apt to it. I'm open to giving up 2027 capital if it's day 2 or day 3 capital. I think that just protecting those 3 first rounders is so paramount. I think the only issue I have, and again, this is part of the challenge, right? And you have to have conviction about what, how the board's going to fall. I'd rather have Lemon in the 3 picks than Carnell Tate and none of those picks. Just, I don't think they're that much of a difference in player that it's worth the additional things. But if you feel like the Jets are like the Garrett Wilson, Carnell Tate, and whoever we plug in, maybe we draft a guy on day 3, AD Mitchell is the dream room for us. We think it's going to nurture a young quarterback, and we think we can even draft another guy next year. We can sign a slot, whatever. Then sure, go for it, man. If that's your guy, then you should take him. I am a little hesitant to go that far. I think I'm more apt if Tyson or Tate are sitting there at 10 or something like that, where it's just you can keep maybe one more of those top 103 picks. I'd feel a little bit better just because there is a lot of needs on this roster, and you're not trading up for a generation. You're not trading up for Jeremiah Smith or Julio Jones. But that said, man, if you walked away with round 1 with, round 1 and 2 of, I don't know, you kept pick 44, you kept 33, you kept one of them. And I don't know, let's just say they take McNeil Warren. But yeah, McNeil Warren, Tate, and Reese, hard to complain. It's just that fine line to me. And again, I'm not answering it, but I just would need to know how the top 10 is starting to play out when the Jets move up. Because if it feels like all the receivers, some of the receivers might get there, do you feel so much better about Tate than the rest? And if you feel like you have a similar grade, then that's where I would have an issue. If it comes out, the Jets are like, this is our guy. He is so much better than everybody else and so much safer than everybody else in this class. Do it, man. That's good stuff. Go for it. That's the way you should draft. Again, if you feel like they're even, I don't know if I would be open to doing that, especially if you think you can get one of these other guys at 16.
Is Lemon still your number 1 wide receiver?
Yeah. I'm not going to probably be able to move off that one. I know Joe said it last night on our live, but if the Jets are on the clock at 16 and Lemon's still there and they take a defensive lineman or overdraft a safety, I'm going to rip my hair out. And it's not because again, I think he's an awesome player. He would be I know people have their own opinions on Lemon and whatever. Not a single person had a complaint at USC, man. For 3 years, that guy was in stacked receiver rooms every year. He was the best receiver in college football last year. Best one. And everyone's like, he's very slow. Well, how come no one tackled him, Jake? Never was tackled. Was always open, produced double covered, triple covered. Hey, cool. How come him and Omar Cooper, he has longer arms than Omar Cooper, by the way. Omar Cooper, 88% of his reps are in the slot. I love Omar Cooper as well. We don't talk, they're the same size. He ran a 10th of a second faster, and that absolutely counts. And Omar Cooper's probably more dynamic with the ball in his hands. But It's just funny. We beat up on Lemon. Lemon's this guy that's gotten taken so much of the beating outside of that and Tyson's injuries. And it's like Cooper is talked about so positively. There's no negatives ever mentioned. Boston's talked about so positively. Tate, it's like all these guys have slight flaws. They're all probably ideally your 2 in an offense, but I don't know. I can't get over, man, the tweet, and I'm not going to call the analyst out because I like him as a person, but that if Lemon had Amon-Ra St. Brown's first 5 years, he wouldn't be worth a top 15 pick. It's really, I can't get over it. It's stuck in my mind for the last week. It's one of the craziest things I think I've heard. Amon-Ra St. Brown has put up like twice the numbers Garrett Wilson's put up in the same time frame, basically. And we love Garrett, and Garrett's a bona fide top 12 receiver, if not better in the league. Amon-Ra's been an all-pro 3 straight years. It's like, oh, he's a slot guy. Dude, the Patriots won Super Bowl after Super Bowl after Super Bowl with slot guys, okay? So, like, the Seattle Seahawks last year, how's their offense going to work? Jake, they have too many guys that operate in the slot and over the middle of the field, and JSN and Cooper Kupp, terrible fit. They steamrolled the NFL for 18 straight weeks. Find good football players, put them in good positions to be successful, get them the football, and just go. Like, at some point, whether it's Cooper, Lemon, Tate, Tyson, Boston, whoever your guy is, or multiple guys you want to get in this draft, if Frank Reich doesn't know how to design an offense, it's not going to matter. If Geno can't get them the football, it's not going to matter. So, I really like Cardinal Tate. Jordan Tyson's talent is unbelievable. If the Jets feel amazing about his medicals and think they have the right sports science group to keep him soft tissue injuries in check, and they feel like they do a good job of monitoring and him throughout camp and ramping him up correctly, dangerous combo, right? Garrett and Jordan Tyson, dude, hell yeah. Again, it's just like get one of those 4 guys. At the end of the day, please, edge and receiver, take away your biggest 2 needs, and then you can operate best player available with safety, linebacker, D tackle, guard, tight end, the remainder of the draft.
How scary would it be if they end up not taking a receiver on night 1?
And then it just gave me that panic of we're going to have to do – I kind of felt like this, Jake, in 2021, where I love AVT, and I loved AVT here, and it was a necessary pick. But it was like – I know they end up with Elijah Moore, but it was like very scary of going into the year. It's like our best receiver is Corey Davis, who ideally is a 2/3, and Elijah Moore, who, was a second-round pick, and you're just sitting there and you're like, there's so much expectation on these guys, whereas – it just feels so nice to be at ease and then say, hey, we want to double up at receiver. Denzel Boston fell. He's there at 33. Do we need a receiver anymore? No, but we can take both. We're going to take Boston and Lemon. It's like that would feel like more enjoyable than the opposite where it's like, okay, they took a safety at 16. There was a need, but now we're in a really weird spot where we're going to expect this guy to produce big time, or we need A.D. Mitchell to now be like a 65 catch guy. And I like AD. You had him on. He's on the show, and I think we saw a lot of flashes. But Jake, that's been his entire career.
He should be a number 3 or a number 4 pass catcher.
Big play guy that you can get pepper 4 to 5 targets a week. Some weeks it'll be 8. Other weeks it'll be 2. I'm not sure that I'm there with him as your number 2 guy. And I know the Jets don't think he's. They know they need a receiver. So I know they keep saying that publicly. That's no. They
have to know. I mean, they're not dumb. Like they could look at their depth chart and you would think they'd learn from last year.
What if they didn't? If they want the re-engage with the Brian Thomas and things like that, that's the other option. If they didn't go receiver in round 1, but that's something that we're not going to know entirely about until probably night 2 next week.
Hit the like button if you're just joining us. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Send in your super chats. We'll make sure we get to all of those. And how about this for a giveaway? Football Friday. So we always step up the daily giveaways. Signed Bill Parcells helmet up for grabs. Look at that signature by Bill Parcells, by the way. Just completely smothers the entire helmet that I bought. Bill Parcells signed Jets helmet up for grabs. The big tuna. Speaking of Parcells, I'm rocking one of his players' jerseys right now. The Keyshawn Johnson number 19 jersey that Will Paul has framed behind him. That's what I'm rocking, trying to manifest the Jets hitting on a wide receiver in the draft like they did with Keyshawn all those years ago. The weekly raffle will be tomorrow on my Saturday show. We're giving away a signed Revis football, Garrett Wilson helmet, and Wayne Corbett football. So make sure you enter.
Arms on Wayne, dude.
Jacked.
Shredded.
Little veins. Love it. Ozzy, you're in the raffle for one. Thank you very much. You're the first to enter for the Parcells helmet at the end of our shows today. Well, I'm going to play you something that Rich Cimini said on the Jets Collective podcast I do with him and Brandon Tierney every week. Here's Rich with some intel on a name to watch at wide receiver for the Jets.
Name that no one's talking about that I'm hearing a lot lately is Denzel Boston.
Yep. Washington.
File that one away, fellas. Because
At 16?
No, not at 16, Rich, right?
33. He's moving up. I'm telling you, middle of the first round type of guy, 6'4", no injury issues, big red zone target, contested balls. Now, speed is a question. I don't even know if he has an official 40 time. He didn't run at the combine. I don't know if he ran at his pro day. So that's a little bit of a question mark. But Cooper's been mentioned a lot. I'm with you, Jake. I like him. I don't know if I love him at 16. I think that might be a little rich for him right there. So that'll be a very, very interesting pick. I mean, Washington, everyone's connecting Jets and Washington. Washington's got an older roster now, and they need picks. So that's why it would make sense for them to move down and switch with the Jets. So that's, I think, fueling some of that buzz.
So, Will, Denzel Boston, your scouting report on him, is 16 too high to take him? Your thoughts on what Rich Cimini was saying there?
Of course, the Jets are going to like him because Frank Reich took his clone at 34, 6 years ago, Michael Pittman. I like him a lot. If he was there at 33 or a small trade up into the back 25 picks of round one, and hey, I don't know, just use the example. Seattle wants to move back, accumulate another asset or two. They don't love anybody on the board for them themselves at 32. The Jets move up and get the 5th-year option on Denzel Boston or whatever. Sure. But if they took him at 16, can I kill them, Jake, for taking a skill guy that's a scheme fit? No, of course you can't kill them for it. I'd feel a little disappointed. He did not run a 40. He, again, just feels like a guy you'd prefer at 33 as opposed to 16, but sometimes it doesn't work that way. For all we know, that those first four receivers could go in the first 12 picks. And the Jets don't even have a chance at any of those guys. And then you probably are looking at maybe a slight trade back. Do you move back? Mark suggested this last night. The Browns don't get their tackle at 6, and they want to move up for Caden Proctor at 16, and the Jets move back 8 spots and pick up a 3rd. Something like that, and you get Boston in the mid-20s, you'd feel really solid about it. He's a really good player. I think he's just a really solid number 2 in the league. And I'm not saying that those other guys aren't, but I don't know. I like Boston. I just think I feel slightly better, like I said, with him in the 20s to maybe 33 than I do at 16. Not saying it's not a bad thing. It's
I'd like it better in a trade down, though. It does feel like, again, he didn't run the 40 at his combine workout or at his pro day workout. So he's not fast. I'm not saying you can't overcome that, but people love the idea of a big sized receiver, and I get it, but it shouldn't just be, oh, well, he's big, so let's take him because we could run, fade routes at the goal line, which is not a very effective route if you just look at all the analytics for that route anyway.
I would say I would utterly disagree with the report that came out that they only like 3 first-round guys at receiver, and the 3 guys they mentioned. I would be heavily surprised if that was accurate. 99% feel like that's not true.
Couple super chats I want to hit, and then I'm going to ask you, Will, for your dream Jets draft. We're going to go a little crazy here. Mougey's going to, basically put his what on the rest of the league next week. Let's go, Mooj. Jedi Views writes, and Bailey will be the pick at 2, in my opinion, because when was the last time we had an elite pass rusher who will probably become a top 5 to 10 edge for 10+ years? I mean, if Bailey projects to be that, then I don't know if any Jet fan could hate the pick, but you could argue that Reese could also be that and then also provide a lot more versatility and be on the field all 3 downs. Whereas I don't know if it's as bad as someone made it out to be, Bailey against the run, but there's definitely some concerns that he's only basically a situational player in year 1.
Yeah. I don't know if Bailey is top 5 to 10 edge in the league for the decade. If that was the case, if everybody felt confident, then he might be going number 1. If you think you're drafting Nick Bosa, and that's what he turns out to be, man, that'd be freaking amazing. You know what I mean? I think Bailey's going to be a really good, solid player, and I think there's definitely 10 sack potential in there for sure. I just think that it's the excitement of that Reese is a 1-year full-time starter and was a consensus All-American and runs in the 4.4s, and he looks like a Greek god, and he's totally untapped potential. And part of the reason you have Carl Dunbar and these guys there is like to be able to develop these guys and continue to develop their game. And it seems like Reese is, from a football IQ standpoint, is extremely high. This is not a Vernon Golston unmotivated oaf. This is a guy that's like loves ball, super smart, trusted to do everything in that defense. Again, I think Reese will be the pick, but if they took Bailey, it's hard. Again, it's a similar conversation to Boston. Would you be a little disappointed at 16 versus, if the Jets are picking 6th and drafted David Bailey, I'd feel way better. I think that it feels like Reese should be the pick at 2.
Doc writes in, where did Rich Cimini come up with needing a 16, 44, 4th, and 5th to move up to 7? Can't find a single draft chart that states that is the equivalent value.
Sometimes that's what happens. Some teams overpay on draft day because they need to move up. That's why. It's not an exact science, but sometimes people just overpay, right? Like the Jets overpaid technically to move up for AVT because a lot of people wanted him, and Joe Douglas felt like he needed to include that extra 3rd rounder.
Now, I mean, it does happen. It depends on the player, depends on the team, the draft class. I think roughly what has been out there, though, is it would take 16, 44, and maybe that 4th to get all the way up to 7 if Carnell Tate is the guy they're going after. Uno Jet says, Jake, put me in the raffle. You are in, Uno Jet. Signed Bill Parcells helmet is our giveaway. Will, we talked about Boston at 16. In the scenario where Kenyon Sadiq is there, but the top wide receivers that we've discussed are gone, would you rather the Jets take the swing on Sadiq, who is a weapon, but he's not a receiver, he's a tight end, or would you rather them go with a different position in that scenario?
Thieneman's still there in the scenario?
It could be.
Sadiq's tough, man. I just maybe you probably still end up taking him, right? Because it's like, hey, we're just going to have him and Mason Taylor. We're going to run a ton of 12 personnel, and we're going to use Sadiq as this pass-catching weapon. I wouldn't love it. I think that's one spot where I try to talk some team into trading up for a guy. Carolina, again, Cleveland, teams like that. That's like, hey, is Sadiq worth that versus the value you could get? And is there a comparable player on your board to him? Again, I wouldn't begrudge the Jets if they sat there and said, hey, we want another pass catcher. We're going to have him and Mason Taylor be our 12 personnel, and they'd bring different skill sets. That's what we're going to do. I just don't know if I'd love it, Jake. I transparently don't think he'll be at 16. I think the Ravens or the Chiefs will take him at 9 or 14. But if he's there, it'll be an interesting conversation.
There's no doubt about that. Joe the Jet writes in, Will, if the Jets pick Carson Beck, would you puke?
No, I'd probably put a gun in my mouth.
Damn.
No, I'm just kidding. Just keep Snapchat out of Carson Beck's phone when if he's in New York. Just if you have no idea what I'm talking about, just look up Carson Beck in Snapchat. It is.
You can see the Jets taking him though. He's played a ton of college ball. He's got the size.
I talked for 4 months how I think the guy sucks at football, and not sucks at football. I think he's a very overrated prospect, which means in typical fashion they will take him, and they will take him earlier, and I will have to just be that guy, which is annoying. I don't want to have to be that guy.
No,
so please don't take him.
Taylor D'Onofrio in our Bill Parcells helmet raffle for $20 super chat, 4 raffle tickets. Thank you, Taylor. What's up, fellas? Appreciate all the content. Dream outcome: Reese Lemon, EMW, Bernard, and get a tight end and interior O-line with the 2 forwards. We're about to get the Will Parkinson dream draft, but your thoughts on this draft here from Taylor? I happen to really like it.
Yeah, sure. Dude, that's close to my probably dream draft at this point. So hell yeah, man. That was a worthwhile $20 because it's a damn good draft.
Jedi View writes in, Denzel Boston had a 78-yard punt return for a touchdown.
Yeah, he's a good player. I don't think I don't think that saying that I don't want Bailey at 16 means he's not a good player. We're talking about a top 16 pick in the draft. I think he's one of the 25 best players in the class. He's probably closer to 24 or 25, though, than he is to 10. And I think it's very hard to find 10 players in this class that are better than some of those receivers, let alone, 25. So would Bailey be fine? Solid player. Boston be fine. Solid player. Good. Probably a good compliment. But I just don't know if I don't love him at 16 as much as I love him in the late 20s, early 30s.
All right, Will. The ideal draft for you, the dream draft, right? And you can include trades in this. You can include just sticking and picking. What would be the Will Parkinson dream draft for the 2026 New York Jets?
I put this one out on Twitter, and I think this might be my final mock. Reese, Lemon, McNeil, Warren, Pons, Sam Roush at 103. 2 playmakers on offense. A guy to complement Mason Taylor. Guy to complement Garrett Wilson. Long-term deep third safety option. Long-term ass kicker at corner. And you get an edge rusher that can be your weapon on defense. Be pretty hard to argue with that. I don't know if dream you could, if you want to, substitute around, Rodriguez instead of Pons or something like that. Open to it. Zion Young instead of McNeil Warren. Those are all fair. But Roush, guy knows. I don't know if he'll get to 103, but if he does, guy who knows Frank Reich's offense really well. Obviously coached them, big, athletic, high upside tight end to go alongside Taylor and Ruckert. That room now looks really, really solid. Lemon, along with Garrett, 80. Isaiah Williams is your gadget player. Maybe you draft the guy on day 3. Draft Jeff Caldwell on day 3 out of Cincinnati in the 5th round, who's like 6'4", an athletic freak, but needs refinement. Like, now your receiver room looks really good. Safety, your safety room, man, is McNeil, Warren, Minka, Belton, and Malachi. Like, really, really solid room. You feel really good short term and long term. Pons, can he play? He can play the nickel, can play outside. I will say, man, a lot of the things. Oh, he's small. Jets fans, a lot of Jets fans were very upset DJ Reed walked, and very upset when they lost DJ Reed. Pons is like 2 or 3 tenths of a second faster than DJ Reed. Far better player. It's not close. And you're likely going to be moving on from Brandon Stevens at the end of the year. Nahshon Wright's on a 1 year. Azaria played 4 games. So corner is more of a need. Brownlee played 2 good games, 2 horrible games. Like, corner is a need. And if he can be like, bring some of what Indiana was doing in college, which is unbelievable, great turnovers. The guy a lot of Jets fans wanted, Dante Moore's first pass to the college football playoff semifinal, was D'Angelo Pons pick sixing Dante Moore, making him look terrible, right? So, like, if you got that value at 44, so I don't know if you want to tell me it's the dream draft or whatever. Colton Hood's another name, but I think he'll probably be gone by then. But yeah, I think I'm going to probably lean on my dream draft where I'm like, the Jets get an A. I think if they address their secondary long-term and instant impact guys, like Pons might just start year 1 and be better than all those other corners. McNeil Warren will start, I think, year 1 and be a really good playmaker. Those are 2 playmakers on the back end with Minka. Your turnover rate, Nahshon Wright led the league in picks. Minka's been a turnover machine. Pons was a turnover machine in college. McNeil Warren was a turnover machine in college. You're adding the best athlete in the draft, potentially in the draft, in Reese. And then you add Lemon, who is the Blitnikoff winner, and Sam Roush, who's a really good high upside tight end at 103. I don't know what's the argument. I guess maybe you could argue who at corner, but I feel pretty good about even split offense, defense, guys who score touchdowns and guys who take the football away and hit the quarterback. It's kind of hard to argue there.
That's the dream draft. What's the nightmare draft for Will Parkinson?
If I'm going realistic, nightmare draft is like they just fool us all and just like take Caleb Downs at 2 without a plan for edge rusher. And then they take like Keldrick Falk at 16. And they're like, we're going to be physical. And it's like, okay, well, you didn't solve pass rusher and you haven't solved you haven't solved offense yet. And then at 33, they're like, well, we're going to take, we're going to take Chris Brazzell at 33 because even though there's tons of questions, we're just going to do the Denzel Mims thing where it's like he can run vertical. And then at 44, they take Carson Beck. I genuinely think I would like storm one Jets drive. And I like individually, Caleb Downs is a top 5 player, amazing guy in this class. Falk's a really fun player that needs 2 to 3 years of seasoning. We've talked about Beck, and I really like the idea of what Brazzell is, but man, that would be it'd be tough to stomach. It would, and it would be way overdrafting on consensus and those different things. I would really hate that.
Ty Simpson at 16. Is that a nightmare scenario for you? Or do you like it?
They would tell me that the Jets are in love with him and that they think that he could be a franchise guy. And you'd probably get bought in. I would still be like, what the hell is the answer at receiver? And what the hell is the answer at safety and corner and linebacker and stuff like that? But if they took Ty at 16, fine. I would need to hear full confidence and know there's full confidence from Mougey, Glenn, and Woody and Brick, and all those guys are all on the same page.
That's why I don't think they're going to do it, by the way, because I don't get the sense there is.
I don't want, dude, I talked to this last night. I don't want the friction of what the Giants just went through. Dable wanted Dart, and Shane obviously didn't. And, you know, Dable got his guy, and he's worked out, and he still got fired. And now the Giants have a lame duck GM with a new head coach, and ownership's all over the place. And that would suck. And then, like, you're just in a bad spot, man. And what if you're like, as much as we give the Saints props, what if, you know, we're Shuck's bad this year? And then it's like, all right, well, now we're in year 3 of this. He was good one year, bad the other, or he's just okay this year. Do we take a quarterback now? I just feel like build this roster, make it as good as humanly possible for next year, and kind of go from there.
All right, here's a fun one before we wrap up, because you love the draft. You're so knowledgeable, not just on the Jets, but on the rest of the league. Who are your guys in this draft class? Not maybe the best players, but when you're breaking down tape and watching all the different options for all these teams across the league, who are the Will Parkinson favorite guys, dudes in this draft?
Obviously I've talked about Lemon. I'll be slightly biased here. I think Grayson Halton and R. Mason Thomas are 2 guys that they probably won't be Jets. Maybe Halton will. I doubt R. Mason Thomas will. But, like, I don't know, man. They play in the most complex scheme in college football, and they just beat people up. Owen Heineke would have been one of my guys, but he's back in college now after he won his appeal yesterday.
For those who don't know, Will's brother works for the Oklahoma Sooner football program.
That's why I did give a couple OU shout outs there. In terms of some of my other guys, I would say, like, I don't know. I love McNeil Warren. I think that there's that playmaking ability. I know he's a small school guy, but some of that makes a lot of sense. Ted Hurst is another one I really like. I know
Senior Bowl.
Ted Hurst had big time, you mentioned one of them, big time NIL college football playoff level offers to move. And he went back to school and he tore it up. And he came to Mobile and did some of the same, which was really impressive to see. I would say Joey Aguilar is my guy of quarterbacks, but this is like round 7. But he feels like the guy that plays 4 games a year. He does like the Ray Lucas, like comes in for a couple of games. It's like fun, older prospect, and you're not expecting a ton. But like for whatever reason, he played for the Jets and they took him in round 7. He had to play 3 games next year. Could the Jets win 1 or 2? And like he'll probably turn it over a ton. He'll throw a bunch of bombs and he'll have a lot of like moxie and whatever. He's like a fun backup quarterback long term. Trying to think now, I'm like blanking out on some of my guys here, but no, I don't know. A couple of those make sense. I don't want to go with some of the chalk ones. Like everyone really, this is a really fun one. Local guy. It'd be cool if he was a Giant or a Jet, just like, local North Jersey kid and played high school here. And
Zion Young.
Zion Young's another one. Yeah. I was just trying to look through Zion Young. Jeff Caldwell's another one. I put out a list the other day. Bud Clark I really like. Trying to think of a couple other ones. I don't want to keep going Oklahoma guys. I like Robert Spears Jennings, ran 4 threes, which was nuts. He picked Joey Aguilar off twice. But Roush is another one I really like. I would say those are some of the guys. Roush, I think, would 103 be really, really impressive value.
All right, let's have some fun with this final one. Positive Jet memories. Your favorite Jet-related draft memory?
Ooh, I would say Darnold, to be honest.
That's what Evan Roberts said. I just taped an interview with him.
The one year I went to the draft in MetLife, they were picking, and the Browns were up. There's like no service in MetLife, or there used to be no service in MetLife, as everyone knows. So I couldn't really refresh Twitter. So I didn't even see Baker went 1 outside of like when they were playing it. So I was like, holy bleep, like Darnold's not going 1. And then I'm like, oh, of course the Giants are going to take my favorite college quarterback. Everyone knows I'm a USC fan. Obviously, you can see the USC stuff back there. And then I'm like, dude, the Jets are on the clock. Like, do not take Josh Rosen. They take Darnold, and I was just like, this is one of the coolest things of all time. Honorable mention, the Brick and Mangold draft was just so cool because at that time, the draft was in New York, and then on top of that, the next day, it was just to be cool. You'd like, even as a kid, you'd like read the newspaper, and it was like a really big deal to open the newspaper in New York. the next day and see the breakdown of these prospects. Because again, I was 11 years old. It's not like I wasn't grinding tape yet. But I just remember being like, talk to your family and your friends, and you're like, oh, offensive line's so boring. And then it's like immediately playoff success, getting in the playoffs because of the offensive line. So those are just some ones that for me stick out. Obviously, Keyshawn, I was like 4 years old, but I got my Keyshawn jersey and action figure when I was like 3 or 4 years old. That was the coolest thing of all time. So I don't remember draft day, but watching back, I think if I could have gone back and relived the Jets taking a receiver for USC 1 overall, I think I would have been quite happy.
I think the Darnold draft is so special for Jet fans because
we thought it finally happened.
And like just the journey to get there. I talked about this with Evan Roberts. And for those who are curious, the full interview with Evan will air on Wednesday morning, the day before the draft, because I'm traveling to Pittsburgh for our draft party that morning. So to give you guys content, you'll hear a full Jets draft preview with Evan, a little teaser for next week. But we were talking about this earlier, just the idea that the whole year was the suck for Sam, and then they actually started 3-2 with McCown, and then here's Cleveland at 1, the Giants at 2. The Jets had to trade up from 6-3 with the Colts just to get Sam, who was the guy all along. We needed the luck for him to fall into the Jets' lap. And I just think that moment for many Jet fans was like, we finally got the guy. And you know what? Sam was the right pick. They just screwed him. And that's ultimately what happened.
God damn it.
Brutal. Will, you've been doing a ton of shows. Badlands has been crushing it. I was watching you and Joe Caporoso with our guy Mark Schwartz last night.
The pride of Asset.
That's right. I appreciate Mark reading my my $2 super chat. You guys didn't cover the Abella Danger one though. That someone wrote.
I know. I would say we'll leave that.
She
one.
had 4.5 speed. What round would you take her?
Is Lou B giving her a table down in AC? Because then we have to go round 1.
You're the man, Will. I appreciate you hopping on. Plug TOJ if you have anything.
Yeah, I got episode that came out this morning. Me and Trevor Sickema went over kind of like this or that, basically like multiple options to pick 2, 16, 33, and 44. Him and Field Yates have been on the last 4 days, or last week. So if you guys want some, obviously some of the best draft insiders, Gary V, friend of the Asmaniacs, will be on Tuesday, and then I'll do my final mock as well. So yeah, appreciate everybody supporting. And oh my God, if Diana runs a 6.9 in the 40, I gotta go. That is a really good. That's a good one. That is quality bait right there.
Well, enjoy your weekend. Appreciate you.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Will Parkinson, Turn on the Jets podcast. Draft party next week. Let's go, baby. Can't wait to be in Pittsburgh. It's going to be an absolute blast. If you're coming, just RSVP so I can put your name in our raffle. Let's go.
Draft Day 2026 live from Pittsburgh. Jets Nation on the clock. Gang Green take Fat McFadden's day and night draft party hosted by the Jake Asman Show.
Thursday, April 23rd, doors open at noon.
Let's go! Yeah!
Let's go, baby. It is all happening. Asmaniac Madness will continue this afternoon. We have our final Sweet 16 matchup, and it features the 3 seed, Purple Belt Mike, against the number 7 seed, Party with Peg and Artie. The winner of the matchup will advance to the regional final, the Elite 8 in the grown-ass man region. Tomorrow, Saturday show, 11 a.m. projected start time. Kyle Clifton, the 1 seed, Chef Kevin, the 7 seed. Our first Elite 8 matchup. Who's going to be the first to cut down the nets and get themselves into the Asmaniac Madness Final Four? We have campaign messages from both Kyle Clifton and Chef Kevin. First, here is Kyle Clifton's message to the Asmaniac community. That message includes the following instruction that I have to read. When you get this close, sometimes it's good to visualize what you want. Kyle Clifton, short and sweet, manifesting greatness. Now a message from the Chef Kevin campaign. Let's go, baby. That will be tomorrow, but this afternoon, it's PBM and Peg and Artie. The winner will take on Charles Gorman in the Elite Eight. Comments, questions, super chats will cut the line. I did enjoy the fact Kyle just sent me these images. There was no sound, so I put them all together in a montage, and then you compare that to Chef Kevin. You got people screaming at a restaurant. Two different approaches for Asmaniac Madness. This one is from Derek, the Kansas Jet fan. It says, Jake and Will, you guys are the best. Raffle me, brother. Go Jets. Fridays, we will put all $5 super chats in the raffle for one. So big thank you to everyone who supports the show. Sean David says, trade 33 for a 27 first and a third or fourth this year. I don't think you could get a 27 first, Sean, for pick 33. I'd be stunned. Any GM who does that, when the perception is next year's class is so much better, not just at quarterback, but at the premium spots as well, that would be really dumb. I don't see that happening. Jedi View says, dream draft, Bailey, Boston, EMW, Chris Johnson, Stowers, Taylor Green, Cyrus Allen, Coogan, and Zavada. I really like all those players you mentioned, Jedis. Taylor Green's fascinating. I know a lot of people seem to like him because of the upside. You know, he just did Gruden's QB camp. I haven't watched it yet, but I heard it was good. So we'll see. Doc Jet fan says, would it be bad for him to ask Mike Tomlin who he would draft, hypothetically, wink, wink, if he was the Jet head coach? Great. Get working, Team 69. I'd like to know what Mike Tomlin would want the Jets to do at 2. Now, I will say Carl Dunbar was his defensive line coach. He's going to have a heavy influence in the Jets pick at 2, you'd think. So keep that in mind. Ladies and gentlemen, open phone lines for those of you who want in on our conversation. And for those tuning in late, a signed Bill Parcells helmet is our raffle prize on the show. There's only one man currently on hold. So for those of you complaining that you don't want to see this man, well, if you don't call in, this is what you get.
Gary is a cheater, and he's a disgrace to this country. I think somebody should throw him in Iran and let him be the yeah, that's right.
Peace.
Now we're on the road. We're going to the burbs, western suburbs today. We're going to 3 places. 1, Menards. 2, Food for Less, and 3, you know the best place in the world is good old fashioned Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A, you mean?
That's right. You know what I need from Menards? I need a pull cord for the mower, because the pull cord last year, it just went dead. So it's okay. That's all right. It's fine by me. Fine by me. It's not going to hurt. There we go. We're past the bird now. We're getting under the viaduct over here. Yep. Yeah, we got a long journey. It's a big journey today. It's going to be a good journey. 81 degrees today. Beautiful weather. And I heard the Yankees are not doing so good. What's going on there? Have you guys thought about getting some new talent maybe one day, or are you thinking about it?
It's too early. It's only April 17th.
All right, that's fine by me. You got plenty of time. All you got to do is just make a couple of trades here and there. You'll be fine.
Peace, thank you very much. Open phone lines for those of you who want in on the conversation. Comments, questions, super chats, cut the line. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time.
Into the fire with you!
The Kangaroo Killer Australian Jets fan joins us now.
I still can't believe that video is a thing. I don't know where it came from or who made it. It did get a laugh out of me, but I would never throw kangaroos into a volcano. I would throw them on a barbecue, but not into a volcano. I just wanted to, just talk about how much I appreciate Asmaniac Madness at the moment. I got to be honest, I've just like completely lost passion thinking about the draft. Like it's just like Reese or Bailey, Reese or Bailey. I'm just ready for it, like I think everyone else is. But these Asmaniac Madness matchups, they are getting very, very tough, and it's getting to a point where I think I'm just gonna have to sit here and be neutral. Like I don't want to vote against anyone that's left.
Well, I'll tell you what, Australian Jet fan, that's the magic of this tournament, because as Jet fans, there hasn't been a whole lot of excitement, but Asmaniac Madness is providing that excitement. And what I really like about it is that the way we structured the tournament is that we'll pause it for the draft weekend, hardcore cover the draft, and then next week, as we're having the lull of the post-draft reality setting in for everyone, we will have the Final Four and then the national title game taking place for the tournament. So I'm very excited.
Yeah, I'm excited for the matchup later. It's gonna be, I don't know who to vote for. On one hand, you got Carl Clifton, absolute legend, one of the best theme songs in the tournament, Inside Outside. Then you got Chef Kevin, who I admire a lot because that dude has been on a hell of a run.
Well, heads up, that matchup will be tomorrow, U.S. time, Saturday in the U.S.
Oh, there's
afternoon,
no second show.
Yeah, this afternoon is PBM and Peganardi.
Oh, yeah. I don't know who to vote for in this one either because I met both of them last year. PBM, great dude, awesome guy, and then Peganardi are both awesome as well. So I might just have to sit and spectate. I don't think that I can bring myself to vote against either one. It's going to take some great convincing to get me to vote for one or the other because I want to see both go through ultimately, but only one can remain.
Look, these are two outstanding or three if you consider the package deal. This is a tough one, though. I mean, PBM has brought it all year. Peg and Artie are on quite the run. Their sketches, their videos have been incredible. This could be a 51-49 type of game.
It very much could be. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. And then Gorman's going to be tough the next round. I was thinking as well, like, I think obviously a bracket would be too much, but we should have some sort of Asmaniac vote for like who has the best intro theme song. I think that could be cool.
Last year, Dave Brigga, I believe, won that. We did the Azzy Awards over the summer before training camp.
Yeah, I remember. But that was voted for. Was that voted for by the committee, right?
No, by the people. We ran polls.
By the people. Yeah, I don't know what I was up to when that was happening. I think it was happening when I was busy doing touristy things in the US. So I didn't have time to catch up on the show because I was, enjoying being in the States for the first time. But this time, I guess I'll be a lot more locked in for the awards. But yeah, it's great. This whole Asmaniac stuff. It has me more. I'm more excited for this than I am for the draft. Even though I'm not in it anymore, it's almost more fun to just have no pressure on you and just sit and watch what everyone else comes up with. So yeah, it's great. It's great.
Sit back and enjoy the ride.
I'll make sure to.
Ladies and gentlemen, Australian Jet fan checking in. Right now, there's no one on hold. We had a bunch of first-time callers over the last few days. If anyone else wants to join, now's the time. No wait time. Plus, you'll get 2 raffle tickets when you call in. Comments, questions, super chats, they cut the line. One thing that we talked about with Will was that cut from Rich Domini on the Jets Collective saying that Denzel Boston could be in play at 16. I just want to get out in front of it. I would not take Denzel Boston at 16. I don't think he's fast enough to take that player at 16. I know speed is not everything, but he didn't even run the 40. I would not take that player at 16. I would take Denzel Boston potentially at 33. I would take Denzel Boston if I traded out of 16. But I don't think that's a wise investment by the Jets. I honestly... And I'm team weapon, so I want them to go up and get Carnell Tate. I've said that. But I'm honestly in favor of the Jets taking the guard Vega from Penn State instead of Denzel Boston at 16. Because I think you could get the same quality of receiver at 33 or 44 for settling for Boston at 16. I like Omar Cooper better than him. I like Mekhi Levin better than him. I like Jordan Tyson better than him. And I obviously like Carnell Tate better than him. And I don't hate the prospect. I just don't think he's worth the 16th pick in the draft. I think it's too rich for me. Oh, he's big and he's got a clean bill of health. That's not enough to take him at 16, I don't believe. Today's a big day for wide receiver discourse. 18 teams, according to Adam Schefter, are expected to go to Jordan Tyson's workout today in Arizona. Tyson was injured for the combine workouts, injured for his pro day workouts with the rest of Arizona State's players. So he's doing a separate workout for NFL teams. And apparently Tyson could go as high as the Giants at number 5. And if that happens, all of a sudden, maybe Carnell Tate does start to slide a little bit and you can make that trade up. Now, he's going to have to get by Cleveland at 6 because a lot of people have said, oh, the Browns, hometown team, they'll take the guy from Ohio State. They're looking weapon. Maybe. There's always a curveball in the top 10 typically, though. What curveball will we get this go around? We'll see. MC Lean says, take Tate at 2, stop effing around. I just don't think they're going to do it. Veteran Jet fan says he's in on Boston. At 16, you take him? I wouldn't. Veteran Jet fan makes the case for him. Boston, 4 drops, 4 years, 20 touchdowns last 2 years. Great blocker, very good returner too if needed. Played in the slot. All fair. I don't know. I watched him when we did that Joe Blewett film review a couple of weeks back. I don't think Casey Concepcion and Denzel Boston are all that different. And I think you could wait. Now, they took Boston, but they traded out of 16. That would be interesting. Jets are there at 16. Is there a player the Lions or the Vikings need? They want to come up a couple spots? And you move back, get an extra pick? Okay, I'll listen to that. Paul O'Brien prefers Elijah Surratt over Cooper. Surratt was a lot of fun to watch in college. I like him a lot. Hit the like button if you're just tuning in. Let's get to more of your calls, shall we? Big one for this guy today. He's in action this afternoon. The 3 seed, PBM, next.
Purple belt Mike, he loves the dark night. He's got a green pool and he jumps right in. Maybe someday he'll get a brown belt, but for now he's just that purple belt Mike. Purple belt Mike, it might be purple, but he can still kick your dirty ass.
Oh, fuck.
What's up, everybody? Just at the gym. I wanted to say for everyone to vote for me later. I love Peganardi, but I'm here every day, man. I'm here watching. I'm at the gym watching, and I want to say vote for me later, guys.
Short and sweet.
Am I not on? Am I not on?
Oh, you're on, all right.
Oh,
I think we're just looking at your pythons.
Nah, it's all good. Sorry, I'm out of breath. But yeah, guys, please
What
vote
type
for
of
me.
workout are you doing?
I did shoulders and core.
Look at you.
Yeah. So getting back at it, man. I'm almost at full knee extension. Check this out. Look, I can sit all the way back. That is huge.
Look at you.
Yeah, so that's good for my knee here. All right, guys. Actually, Jake, do you have the video, the song?
I
ready
do.
or no?
I do.
All right, can you play me out with it, or is that not cool?
I could play you out with it, but if I'm going to play you out with it, I also have to play the Peganardi campaign video, and I don't know if you want that.
Whatever. Whatever you want to do, it's fine.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will play PBM out properly. He submitted this earlier. Ladies and gentlemen, get ready for a back-to-back previewing the matchup. Get ready. Hit it.
Yeah. PBM in the building. Let's go. Purple bell Mike, yeah, stepping on the mat, locked in, dialed up. You ain't ready for that. Grip tight, game right, pressure never break. When it's time to vote, there's only one to take. PBM. Say the name loud, rolling through the bracket, got the whole crowd proud. Party with Pig, Artie in the way, but Mike's bringing heat. This is his day, from the guard to the mount. Yeah, the finish is clean. Asmaniac Madness, he the champ on the scene. Vote PBM, listen to me as I sing. Purple belt Mike, put the crown on the king. PBM.
Whoa. PBM. Thank you. Now a message from the Peg and Artie campaign ahead of their showdown with the aforementioned Purple Belt Mike.
Hey, Peg, what are you doing? Oh, no.
What's this crap? This ain't my gabagool. Where? I told you to get gabagool.
Peace, Peg. That's the red Cocos that Gary recommended, the one that has no nitrates on it. Read the box. Read the ingredients.
Read the ingredients on my ass. What are you bothering me for, numbnuts? I'm giving him his massage.
That's our dog Gizmo. That's not Joey the guinea pig. I hope you know that.
No, isn't this Joey?
Let me go check, see if Peg's making dinner. I don't even know anymore. Peg, what the heck are you doing with my Ed Kranepool bat?
I'm a pimp, and a pimp tells his hose to keep it rolling.
Hey guys, I obviously got my hands full here. I don't know what happens when she puts that damn skull cap on.
On to the next caller.
I mean, I don't even know what to do anymore.
Go hump a tree or something.
And we just hope we get your votes. We love all you
I gotta go to the suburbs.
And, you know, we're doing the best we can. So vote for Peg and Artie, and we love you all.
Help me up. Time for a Renzel.
Wow. That's what I call a lady with some balls. Now that's what I call common courtesy. Next time, just do what you're told, okay? Just do what you have to. Now, let's get back to our feature presentation of the Jake Asman Show. Capiche?
What a showdown this afternoon. PBM party with Peg and Artie. Peg and Artie, they brought it with the videos throughout the campaign. Will it be enough against PBM? Comments, questions, super chats. They cut the line. For those tuning in late, signed Bill Parcells helmets, our raffle prize. Tomorrow on the show, you'll have a chance to win the following 3 signed Jets prizes. Wayne Corbett, signed football. Garrett Wilson, signed football. Darrelle Revis, signed football. Let's go. Let's go. More of your calls right now on our show. Before we do that, though, I wanted to plug an interview that I did earlier this week that I posted on the channel yesterday. To all my fellow Long Islanders, we have another Long Island star that could be in the NFL. Syracuse tight end Dan Valari joined me on the show the other day. I posted, again, the full interview on the channel yesterday, so you can watch the full thing. But Valari, he's from Massapequa, Long Island. He played football at Plain Edge High School, won a Long Island championship for Plain Edge, then went to Michigan as a quarterback. Jim Harbaugh recruited him. He converted after 2 years of playing quarterback at Michigan. He transferred to Syracuse, where he became a tight end full-time, did still play a little quarterback for Syracuse in a pinch. And now he's a guy that could potentially go at some point on day 3 or be a high priority free agent. Kid grew up a Jet fan. Here's part of my conversation with Long Island's own Dan Valari. Of course, maybe a future Jet. We were definitely made to be a tight end, which I think people can hear that coming out. So, Dan, let me ask you this, right? So you said before you grew up a Jets fan. I mean, what's your earliest Jet fan memory? Because I know your whole family grew up Jet fans as well.
You know what? My earliest memories is just every Sunday, my dad's a huge Jet fan, his whole family. My dad would just lay on the couch like this, and I'd be a little kid on the end of the couch just watching the entire game with him every single Sunday. And we would have friends over, we would make pizza, homemade pizza, and watch the games. And yeah, we didn't miss a Jet game for years every Sunday, you know, when Sanchez was back there and stuff like that. But yeah, just always been loyal to the Jets, man, regardless of how it goes every year.
You met with the Jets at the Senior Bowl, met with them during the local pro day workouts. So could be a Jet. Could join Jeremy Ruckert in the tight end room as 2 guys from Long Island, which would be fascinating. Probably a UDFA, although he could go 6th or 7th round. I've seen some projections. Dom C rated him as the 27th tight end in the class. I know Dane Brugler and the Beast, I think, had him as tight end 31 in the class. So we'll see. He's definitely going to sign with someone, which will be cool. So good luck to Dan Valari, another guy from Long Island. He hasn't played tight end that long. I think there's some upside there. He was a quarterback and only started playing tight end 2 years ago and is pretty good for a guy who's still learning the position. So I'd take a chance on him. If he's there, 6th round, 7th round, if you're the Jets, why not? I think it'd be cool. Or just sign him as a UDFA if he's there too. Let's see. Comments, questions, super chats, cut the line. This is from Black Gypsy earlier. He wrote in about Downs. If he's the best player in the draft, how's that a nightmare? Will Parkinson said, hey, taking Downs at 2, and then kind of went through what a nightmare scenario would be. So I like Caleb Downs, Black Gypsy, but part of the reason you can't take him at 2 is the same reason why I wouldn't take Jeremiah Love at 2. Downs would have to be like a Ed Reed if you're taking him at 2. Do you think he's Ed Reed? You might say yes. I don't think he is, though. So I don't know. I can't justify taking a safety at 2. I would trade out of that spot and then take him if you can, but I don't even know if that's feasible either. Let's get to more of your calls, shall we? Gusbuster Umbrella Hotline is where we go. Hit it, David T.
I got my eye on you. Checkmate me, full screen, bitch. Fireball, whiskey time, David motherfucking T.
Hey, Jake.
David T.
Man, I tell you, you put that Valari guy on there, and I'm looking, and it's like, oh, man, when I was in my early 20s, I had no gray hair, and I was in that kind of shape and everything. But I was there at one point in time in my life, so I've been pretty fortunate.
You could have played in the NFL.
Who, me?
Yeah.
No. No. I'm not. I wouldn't have been capable of progressing with football, you know. But yeah, thanks for the compliment anyway. But so I'd like to get 2 starting wide receivers out of the draft, but I'm really calling in to for the Asmaniac, you know, in us anticipating the draft and everything. You know, it'll be here before you know it now at this point, but we're focusing on Asmaniac Madness, and you know, I'd like to give a shout out to Mr. Bonesy for being a great representative. I know he can still win it this year, but it's at this point, Jake, where I feel, you know, 90% of the people, in my point of view, are capable of representing the Asmaniacs, you know, this year. And it just seems like now at this point, you know, the opponents both should win, you know, and Australian Jet fan was talking about this. It's difficult, but, you know, it's a lot of fun. And, but,
good job.
Yeah, hi, Max.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, buddy. How you doing?
Good job.
Yeah, you were a great candidate in the Asmaniac Madness. I think you got a good future ahead of you. Yeah, keep up the good work. Good job. But anyway, Jake, yeah, I just, in my opinion, Mr. Bones had set the bar. He really represented us well, and
can you hear me?
And it's so much fun, you know. I can hear you, buddy.
Good job.
Hey, it's Friday night, Max. Maybe you'll get out to a little party there and you know, nuzzle up to a lovely lady or so.
Can you hear me?
Oh, I can hear you, buddy.
Good job.
Well, David T, you have yourself a tremendous day, all right?
Yeah, you too, Jake. And as always, the greatest show. And nice hat, by the way.
Ladies and gentlemen, David T.
We can't hear you. Restart. Go to commercial.
And we're back. Great call with David T. We're presented today by PrizePicks. Big weekend in sports. NBA playoffs getting underway. I'll be at the Garden tomorrow night for game 1 of the Knicks opening round series against the Hawks. I'm going to put together a prize pick lineup for that on the show tomorrow, but download the app if you haven't. You play $5, you get $50 instantly in lineups code HMA. They have some great draft-related specific prize pick options that you could take a look at. We'll put together, as promised, a Jet theme one next week. But if you're new to the show, download the PrizePicks app. Support our new presenting sponsor. Best way to do it is just to click the link in the description for this show and every show of late, and you'll see it will take you right to the PrizePick website or take you right to the app store where you then click it, download the app, use that code HMA. If you put in $5, you instantly will get $50 in lineups. So check it out. Shout out to PrizePicks for sponsoring our program. Comments, questions, super chats, they cut the line. More of your calls right now. We head back to the suburbs where this sexy bastard is standing by.
No signal of a bus yet. We just gotta wait still. Patience. It's a virtue. I'm just waiting right now. I'm not hungry. I don't want no Starbucks. That tastes like crap anyway. I don't want none of that crap either. That's below. Not good enough for me. Just gotta wait. Gotta wait patience. Purchase it, or I can just take a walk over here to Dunkin' Donuts, but I don't want to taste their dry ass, you know what? And you know what I mean by the word dry ass donuts that taste like dry ass.
No, Dunkin's got good donuts.
Not really. Not the last time I checked. Last time I checked, they were dry.
Hey, Beast, go to Dunkin' Donuts. I'm going to send you a Venmo right now. I want you to buy a nice chocolate glazed, all right?
Let me keep an eye on that bus. All right, everybody, let's go. Everybody, come on. Hey, come on, sunshine. Let's go. Everybody move. Everybody move. Let's go. Y'all can wait right there. You're not going anywhere. It's only
Get into
Friday.
Dunkin'. I'm going to send you a Venmo right now.
I can hear you. I'm not. I feel like Sophia Patrol. They wanted my dance. I'm only 80 for crying out loud. Senior citizens with hearing aids with the bells going. Like, ding, 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 ding. You can hear that from a mile away. All right, let's go. Everybody up, everybody in. Let's move it up. Move. Here we go.
Who are you yelling at?
Yes. Okay. Go ahead, mijas. Let's go. Everybody up. Thank you very much. Gracias. Here we go. Hey. Sure. Ding, ding, ding. All right, here we go. Buenos dias, everybody. ¿Cómo está? What do we got here? Hey. Just gonna have to wait and see. I can see. I'm not. Everyone's not that deaf.
Unless you want a muffin instead. Maybe you're a blueberry muffin guy.
Oh, no. I've had those a couple days ago. They're okay for me, but they make you fart. And I'm talking, the Flatjet Airborne Reaction Team. FART, fart. All right, let's get the show on the road. Oh, yeah, nice try. All right, we ready?
Chocolate glazed.
We ready here? Can we get the chocolate glaze, please? All right, thank you. All right.
You want some coffee too, Beast?
Are you seriously high? I don't drink coffee. I'm a waters man.
Tea?
All right. Can I get a chocolate glaze and water to go? Yeah. Yeah, I'm a little bit on a little bit of a PFT. We're pressed for time. Everything has that appointments. All right. So we'll be looking at this. $4.33. Don't worry, I'll take good care of you. There you go, good. There you go. I'm just a busy man, Everybody's got appointments, That's life. Nothing goes the way everybody wants it to go. Okay, there we go. All right, ready? Okay, let's hurry up, get this bus and get out of here. We got a lot of work to do. So time is money. Things are not as easy as they look. There we go. Very much. Thank you very much indeed. Are we ready? Yes, good. On we go. Let's go. Everybody up. Everybody up. Let's go. Get your ass out of there. There we go. Oh, nice. Right on goddamn time. I like that. There we go. Here we go. 54. That's my ticket. Here we go. Yeah, you can wait your turn, buddy. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pick it up. Pick it up. There we go. Oh, yeah. Uh-huh. That's right. See, all you got to do is be smart. See, if you're not 15, 25 steps ahead of the game, you're not qualified for this job. You're not ready. If you're not ready for the big fight, you're definitely not prepared. All right. There she is. It's showtime, baby. Here we go. And just like Fireman Ed said, oh boy, here we go.
All right, let's see you eat that donut.
Oh, hold on. Yo, what's poppin', brother? How you been, G? Another day, right? Just another day. Here we go. All right.
Also, what job are you referring to?
Here we go. All right. Here we go. Watch out. Heads up. Here we go. There we go. And you keep your ass over here. My wagon's not going anywhere. Not on my watch, you won't. Right. Here we go. Going about 20.
Beast, the over-under is set at 3 for how many bites it will take for you to finish that donut.
Ladies and gentlemen, this. I gotta do some water because I can't.
Officers and railroad cars are equipped with security cameras. Report all activity.
R81.
Hey, let's see that camera on you. We're still 1 bite in on the donut. The over-under is at 3. Everyone in the chat, place your bets.
I already nailed down 2. That was door number 2. I just went down with some water.
You just had 2?
Mm-hmm.
Did you finish it?
Hell yeah.
Everyone who had under, congratulations.
And we're right now on 46. We're just passing the Cicero Hotel up, and yeah, we're on our way. We should be by Menards in about 20 minutes, and depending on how this bus is gonna go. Ooh. Let me just say this for everybody. Anybody who messes with Loopy is going to answer to me, Vincenzo, also my boys Paulie, Subio, even good old Vincenzo and Eduardo. That's right. The Italians, we're tough, but we don't play games. Play games, and you'll FAFO. Do you know what FAFO stands for, Jake? Answer the question. You know what FAFO stands for?
F around and find out?
Yeah, fuck around, you'll find out. That's right, and you'll find...
Hey, Beast, how about the people behind you? Are they Jake Asman Show listeners?
No, these are different. And they're right, they're also not too far from here. There's also a rumor going around they're planning on putting a strip mall over here, which I don't deeply appreciate because we had a problem like this years ago, and that was not the best move. But if that's the way they want it, you know what? So be it. Not my decision. That's the decision between the board and them. Now I'm gonna enjoy this. Hello.
Are the people on the bus Jet fans?
No, this is Illinois. Come on now, you should know better than that.
Jet fans are everywhere.
Yeah, I know, but they're different. Everybody's different. And we're just passing up 43rd Street, where there's a lot of problems here every day, but I don't worry about that. I don't worry about anything.
Beast, ask me to subscribe to my show. I'm 15 subscribers away from 45,000.
Wow, I'm doing. All right, come on, we're on the bus for people here. I don't know half of these people. I'm my own boss.
You're a global star.
No, yeah, I know that, but we're trying to be a little civilized here because, Jesus, Jesus, man, a little bit rough there. That's okay. And you gotta watch it around here too. Let me just say this: if you're right by the expressway. There's a couple bumps from time to time, but do I bother them? No, they're their own boss. They have their own life. They have their own life ahead of them, and I have to watch out for this guy here. All right, hold on a second, buddy. Let me get you. Go on ahead.
Thank you, sir.
Hey, always, brother. Always. See? I don't want to be. I'm not an asshole. I'm just doing my job. All right, here. Red lights, red lights, red lights, red lights. Please go to another car. Well, we'll get a hold of you when we get to Menards, okay? Just go to another car. Wait, when I get to Menards, I'll give you a sign, okay? Okay? Capiche, 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 capiche.
Peace. Thank you very much. Right now, there's only one other person on hold. We already heard from him. AJF, what did you make of that?
That was definitely interesting. Roaming based out on the streets of Illinois. But yeah, I'm interesting. It would be interesting to find out what the other people on the bus were thinking. He sounded pretty loud.
Well said. Open phone line for anyone who wants in on the conversation. Comments, questions, super chats. We'll cut the line. Reminder, Bill Parcells' signed helmet is the giveaway on our shows today. Let's say hello to Carlos the Barber, who's up next today. Hello, Los.
What's going on, Jake?
You tell me, Los.
Internet all right? I know yesterday I got cut off because of the internet situation. I was actually at the drive-thru of McDonald's while you were on with Dylan. But yeah, I wanted to just bring a point. It's not really a Jet point, but as far as I'm concerned, man, everybody in the Asmaniac Madness is just really playing runner-up to Charles Gorman and Gary 3D Boxing. I don't think anybody beats those two. Kyle Clifton is a good caller, but I think his run is about over as well. I think Chef Kevin might actually pull that upset off. Yeah, so my picks are Gorman and Gary. I don't see nobody beating them. And then I do want to have one football take before I go, Jake. It does seem like when it comes to the evaluation of talent in the draft, it almost feels very lazy-ish when it comes to the quarterback take on quarterbacks coming out this year. I feel like there's always a surprise. I feel like every year, there's always a surprise quarterback in the mix, and I'm just not hearing none of the professionals that do the analyzing and the all that stuff. I don't hear nobody really talking about quarterbacks.
Well, the
It's like
surprise last year was that Shador fell to the 5th round, but I don't think people were surprised Dart went in the 1st round. It took a team trading back in for him to go. Shuck, we felt, was a 2nd-round guy. That's where he went. So it's not always every year. Kenny Pickett only went in round 1, and he was the only one in that year. Like, every year is kind of unique. So, like, the quarterbacks, I think the surprise this year with QBs will be, like, who the 3rd quarterback that gets drafted is, because I don't think anyone knows.
Let me ask you this, though. I know last year, I threw out a couple of times, hey, we need to grab Dart. And then, of course, we didn't, and we could have grabbed Dart. Now, would you have been happy with us picking up Dart?
So I didn't want Dart in the 1st round. I was only cool with taking Dart if they traded up for him, like if that was their guy and they did what the Giants did, but I wasn't expecting it. I had concerns with Dart. He barely played under center in college, so I didn't think he was worth taking at 7. Like, I don't have any regrets over the Jets going Membu over Dart.
All right. No, for sure. Let me ask you this, though. If Ty Simpson, I know everybody's not really big on the Ty Simpson thing, but if Ty Simpson turns out to be a beast and we pass up on him, will you be kind of upset as a Jet fan that we passed up on this guy and this guy turned out to be something special?
I mean, upset. You got to tell me where the Jets are at that point. You know, like what if the Jets a year from now, they got their quarterback and that guy's also really good, you know? I always use this example. When Brett Favre was a Jet and they were 8-3 and it was awesome, and then they collapsed because he got hurt, played with the bicep injury, wasn't the same, and then he goes to Minnesota, has an MVP level year, they win 12 games, they go to the championship game. It wasn't that hard to get over as a Jet fan because they had Mark Sanchez and they were on their way to go into the championship game in the AFC and then went again in 2010, right? So, like, to me, it's a two-part thing to your scenario there. Like, yeah, I think we'd be disappointed if Ty Simpson ends up being great for a different team and the Jets had passed on him. But did the Jets figure out their quarterback situation a year later? Like, we don't know. Remember, the Giants wanted Drake May. They wanted Jade Daniels. They couldn't trade up and get those guys. Washington and New England weren't going to move off their picks. But then a year later, they got Dart. So they figured it out. So it's going to really depend on, do the Jets ever get their answer at quarterback?
So let me ask you this, Jake. As of right now, as of today, if you had to redo it, would you take Membo over Dart still?
I would take Dart over Membo, but you can't. But like we couldn't expect Dart to play as well as he did as a rookie. Like you just
right.
And,
that's fair.
And also Dart on the Jets. I don't know if he would have had the same year that he had with the Giants. We lose you, Los?
I mean, in comparison, though, Jake. To be fair, in comparison, though, I mean the Giants last year didn't have much over us per se as far as talent wise on the roster. I mean, yeah, they had Malik Neighbors, you know, great wide receiver and stuff like that. But if you compare, though, honestly, like talent-wise, I mean, I don't see the Giants was a better team than us.
It was coaching, man. Brian Daboll's a proven offensive play caller.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It's coaching. Forgot about that. It's coaching. It's just coaching.
That's right, man.
All right, Jake. I'll catch you next time, bud.
I appreciate you, Carlos. Good call. Yeah, I mean, like, there's just no way to know if Dart would have done the same with the Jets. I don't think he would have. Open phone lines for those of you who want in on the conversation. Thunder Lips is next. Hello, Mr. Lips.
What's up, brother? How you doing? Your beard looks very good and trimmed. You know, I like it.
Thank you.
Yeah, so my wife's going to be gone this weekend, so it's just going to be me and my 14-year-old. She's taking care of a baseball tournament. I'm going to have a party. I'm going to have midgets jumping out of cupcakes.
Wow.
So,
you should invite Beast.
You know what? Even if he lived right next to me, I would not invite him over. But I would go over his house and help him out.
You think so?
And yeah, dude.
Your kids seem to be big fans of the Beast, though.
Oh, Jordan actually thinks he's hilarious. The 14-year-old, my guy. Dude, Peg is killing it with the Beast impressions. I love it. It's cracked the door open. It's just nonstop now. But, dude, the draft needs to be here. The last couple of weeks, we've had some crazy, asinine takes. Not from you, but just from the callers on the show. We had Neil calling in talking about Gonzalez, Martinez, Sanchez. Can't even print, like, just random Spanish dude. I'm just going to say the first name that pops into my head. You got Sean calling in saying we need to draft 4 good players. You know,
he's not wrong.
No shit. Then he mispronounces every single adjective he uses, then misspells every word, then gets pissed when you don't read his super chats, and then cries about it like you guys are dating. I'm over it. Let's see. B saying that we have to draft a kicker who isn't even in the draft, even though it was Big Fella's fault. He still said it. Everyone over 65 wants to draft Ty Simpson because they just want a quarterback, and that's their reasoning. We just have to have a quarterback. That's it, because we haven't had one in 50 fucking years, so just take whoever. Gorman talking about Diego Parvia. It's like, what are we doing? Love at number 2. I'm so over it. An Australian Jets fan, that neck beard is hideous. It looks like you're just shaving your chin and nothing else, and you have this like Amish, like, it's disgusting. I know I'm nothing pretty to look at, but you're still young. Take care of yourself. Have some pride, bro. I mean, don't worry. All right, man. I just wanted to call. There we are. Dude, Sideshow Bob, I love you.
Sideshow Bob, thanks. I appreciate that, man. Look, it's not.
Let me say, no, dude. It looks like, man, it looks like someone's crotch, like a pubic hair, like a snatch just right underneath your chin. Put your head up. Yeah, I mean, from this angle, it looks like you took like an electric razor and just did your chin.
I just don't grow hair on my chin for some reason. I grow the Avatar Aang beard, and that's just genetics. But look, luckily for me, I'm not trying to impress anyone else, so I really don't care what I look like.
And that's the right answer. You should not try to impress me. But so now we have 3 Asmaniacs. We got Beast, who can't grow facial hair. We have Gorman, who should always shave, and he never shaves. So then you're just like in between. It's like, Goldilocks and the 3 Bears. You're just right in the middle.
I mean, it's a choice. I like, you don't have to tell me it doesn't look good, and I agree with you, but I just don't care enough to shave it off. One day I might. But I guess we'll never know.
Do you have a
Sorry?
girlfriend? Do you have a
No,
girlfriend?
I don't.
Boyfriend?
No.
Oh, I'm not assuming your sexual preference, but I don't know. I mean, maybe if you, it is 2 a.m. You always look like you just woke up, but I don't know. Clean it up.
I mean, yeah.
Do what you gotta do,
I
brother.
said,
All right, man.
like I said, I'm not trying to look a certain way for anyone. I don't care enough what I look like, and yeah, I'm not trying to impress anyone. So I know it looks hideous, but I like being me, and maybe I want to look hideous. You know what I mean?
Well, I don't want to look hideous, and I do look hideous. So there's that. So anyway, I'm gonna go back to work, man. Have fun.
All right, Jen.
We can't hear you. Restart. Go to commercial.
Look, a lot of talk about people that look hideous. If you saw my second show yesterday, an epic matchup, Charles Gorman taking on Big Cho, and things got a little out of control. But there was a moment in time where full-on sexiness was on full display.
See this hat, everybody? Does it look like I really abandoned this team?
That's what I'm looking at right now. You can't say, see this hat, a colon shirt. What the hell?
I am going to get sick to my stomach looking at this. Wow.
Sorry, Beast.
This is regurgitating.
Sorry if I don't have a six-pack, Beast. I'm sorry.
You look like regurgitation. You want to see what a real man looks like? You want to see what a real man looks like? This is God, man. This is God. This is a real God right here. A machine. 272 pounds, muscle and might. Destructive but constructive. Force right here. These biceps here. These are guns that'll rip throats from top to bottom, pillar to pillar, post to post, man to man, muscle to muscle, even all gun, baby. This is all guns. This ain't no bullshit. I'm sorry. Please, for the love of Jesus, whatever that, I'm sorry, you freak. No, thank you.
Yes. Let's go.
I mean, greatness personified. In fact, People Magazine has taken notice. You guys see the cover? Beast and Gorman. Sexiness galore. And then they made a Charles Gorman specific cover of People Magazine today, naming Charles the sexiest man alive following that performance yesterday. Pretty incredible. That is what greatness looks like, folks. What you saw on your screen yesterday. Greatness personified. More of your calls right now. This guy, I think, would agree with what greatness looks like. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time.
Extraordinary. Extraordinary. That's extraordinary. That's extraordinary. That's extraordinary. That's extraordinary. It's quite extraordinary. Quite extraordinary. You know, women shouldn't vote. Just do laundry and vacuum. Extraordinary. Gary.
What'd you think of that, Gary?
You guys laugh. It's not funny. Those are 2 fairly young men. I know that like 20-year-olds will think Beast is old. He's 42. That's a young man. He should have 42 years of life left. Look at him. Again, there's no other country in the world that has that problem. This is distinctly an American issue. And it's like they don't care. They think it's funny that they're sickly and ill. The projected lifespan is going down every year in this country. Like the average American male that's 40 years old is on like 3 or 4 different prescriptions. Like there's no need for any of this. And there are people in the chat that are degrading Dunkin' Donuts. Look, Dunkin' Donuts ain't the best donut in the world. It ain't the worst either. You could do a lot worse than the apple crumb or the vanilla cream from Dunkin' Donuts. Like, is that what we're doing today? They're dunking on Dunkin' Donuts. Jake, Dunkin' Donuts is quality.
I like Dunkin'. I think the chocolate glaze is as consistent as any donut you could find out there. I'm not saying it's the best, but you know what you're going to get.
It's not the best, but it's not the worst either. You can do a lot worse than Dunkin' Donuts. You can do a lot worse than Dunkin' Donuts. That's wild that they're going in on Dunkin' Donuts. But honestly, Beast should not be eating that. It's just a state of affairs. I mean, that's how these guys are going to live the prime of their lives.
Well, I thought Gorman looked good yesterday. Now
he looks phenomenal. He looks phenomenal. He looks like he's 9 months pregnant with twins. He looks great. He's a 30-year-old man, 32-year-old, whatever he is. Like, it's a state of affairs. You guys sit there and laugh, and it's not funny. Like, it's not. Grown men should not look like that ever, especially not. 32 is so young. Like, I'm 42, 32. I wish I could be 32 again. I mean, not really, but like 32, I was full of energy and stuff. Like, it's a shame, man. It's a shame that this is the state. But this is what they wanted, Jacob. This is what they wanted. This is what they completely dependent on the government, right? Can't even take care of themselves, let alone take care of anybody else. Just it's a shame. They're probably on a ton of prescriptions. It's exactly what they blueprinted. This is the model that they wanted. I got another thing. I voted for Charles Gorman from both of my accounts yesterday, mind you. And I sent him a message in the Discord saying, "Hey, Charles, I voted for you twice. Congratulations on the win. Happy for you." Something like that, generic like that. How would you respond to that? You'd probably say thank you, right?
Your entire message was just
that's the whole message. Yeah, voted for you
basically.
twice, Charles. Congratulations. Yeah, happy for you. Something like that. It's very, very generic. I voted for you twice from both my accounts. You would say thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, sure.
Yeah. He doesn't respond, and he replies to everyone else. And this is what I mean. He wasn't raised properly. Like, that's just automatic, right? That's axiomatic. Someone says, someone says, congratulations, good job. You say thank you. Doesn't say, and he responds to other people. See, I wasn't raised properly. You know, I don't make these things up, right? Like my mom, to this day, if I didn't thank someone who said congratulations, good job, she'd smack me in the face for sure, and she should. She'd be right in doing so. Like, it's just, you know, it's what it is. It's kids these days. They aren't raised properly. I did have a football take. I thanked you. I think you helped tremendously in getting me that win with your terrible take on Amanda. I think not Amanda, Mimosa. I think men are tired of being unappreciated and degraded by society. So when you said you agree with Mimosa, which was a horrible take.
I agree with Mimosa on what she was saying about you.
Well, you said you disagree with me or something like that, right? That men build and maintain the society.
No, you were going out of your way to try and take shots at women as part of your bit, which is what you do.
There's
and
no
I was
shot
backing Mimosa, who's great.
By saying men build and maintain this society is not taking shots at women. It's evidently true. If men didn't go to work for one day, all of society would crumble by lunchtime. That's just true.
I don't remember what her initial super chat was, but it was basically
she said, and I'll remind you that she's independent and don't need no man type of nonsense. And I said,
she says, quit while you're ahead, Gary.
I said, your house is built by a man. Your car is built by a man. The road you drive on was paved and maintained by men. The oil you put in your car was drilled by a man. The office you drive to was built by a man. The guy that does the HVAC is a man. The guy that signs your check is a man. The CEO of your company is a man. You serve men all day, and men are accountable and take care of everything you need throughout the day. Your entire life would crumble without men, and those men don't get appreciated. And that's why I gave them a special shout out in my victory speech. The men who wear hard hats and work boots and have to shower as soon as they get home.
Right, but you're
that make our lives better.
You're playing it
they
off.
make our lives soft and cushy. Like we can have
your thing is to go after Mimosa.
It's not going after Mimosa. It's standing up for men who I think get a very bad rap in 2026. A very bad rap. And then after all that, after getting no appreciation, right? some girl who's some girl in college shakes her ass on OnlyFans, and everyone's like, oh, good job. Then you have the guy.
How is that related to what Mimosa said, though?
Who no one appreciates ever. The guy in the hard hat and the work boots who busts his ass all day so that we can have soft, cushy jobs. That guy, he gets no appreciation. The guys that do the real jobs, the iron workers, the cement workers, the truck drivers who do the real jobs that make our life possible, they get no appreciation. And then women like Mimosa, like, I don't need no man. Are you out of your mind? Your entire life is dependent on men doing their job. Like it's insane and it's insulting. It's insulting to men. And that's why you have guys like Izzy that call and you're like, who do you like, Gary or Gypsy? Like, I like Gary. I like what he stands for. Because they're tired of the feminist nonsense that is clearly not true. Like, men make the world go round. They really do. I'm not saying women don't make it better. They do. Men make the world go round. If women stop working like they did in Iceland, you know what would happen? Basically nothing. If men stop working, you know what would happen? Chaos. Utter chaos by lunchtime. The world would fall apart. Like, just let's admit that. And when girls say, I don't need no man, you're so ridiculous. Like, that's not even a serious take.
But that's not what she was saying, though. You know what she was saying.
That's exactly what she was saying.
No, it wasn't.
She said she's independent.
Right. She's saying she's
Her
independent.
entire life is built on and protected by men. She can't walk in an alleyway safe by herself.
She's had a successful career and she's an independent woman. That's what she's saying.
Yeah,
and you
because
turned
men
it
are
into
willing,
a.
because men are willing to protect her. That's why, Jake.
She wrote in, Gary, I'm not a feminist. I never said that. Again, you took
certainly
something
are.
she said.
You certainly are.
And you twisted it. So I was defending
I didn't
Mimosa.
I just quoted what she said. That's it. What she said is that.
Look, I don't want to speak. I don't want to speak for Mimosa here. So if she wants to call in and argue with you, she can.
You can keep.
I'm defending
arguing with
Mimosa
me.
as a valued member of this
And
community.
then she used potty mouth against me. She called me a name, and you said, "Good job calling your name." So you're encouraging women to act unruly. And
what was the
against.
names that she called you? I don't remember her super chat.
She called me an a-hole.
You can be an a-hole. You would disagree with that?
I don't use potty mouth. Can I be not nice? Probably.
You might not use potty mouth, but you've called people retards before.
Yeah.
Which people
that
could say
potty
that's
mouth?
People could say that's an offensive term. Sure. I don't know if it's technically a curse word like a-hole is.
I don't. Yeah. Look, I get it's an offensive term. There's a young lady who listens to your show who says she doesn't like that word. So I said, all right, I will use that word around you. I'll use mentally deficient instead. All right. If you don't like the word, tell me.
Brian says you have a punchable face. Would you agree?
He can try. He can try to go hands on. It's not going to go well for him.
Well, I think he's just saying you have a punchable face. I don't know if he wants to punch you.
I would advise he doesn't. That's what I would advise. But he's more than welcome to try. I'm not like you guys. I thrive in violence. I love violence.
Rick says you're
I'm not like you people. He put a couple of clowns there. I think you're taking some liberties with that. He didn't.
Well, he used a clown emoji and then Gary. So how would you?
5 clowns emoji, I believe. Right? 1, 2. Yeah, 5 clowns. 5 clown emojis.
So would you say he's not calling you a clown?
I'm not gonna. He didn't call me a clown directly, so I'm not gonna assume that. I'm not gonna assume the worst in people, Rick.
Brother Yeti says, "Why do you take this bleep to heart? It's a fun Jets YouTube chat."
What did I take to heart? What exactly? What up, Yeti? What did I take to heart? This is so men get ignored and degraded all the time in society. And when I simply pointed out, I'm taking it to heart. But if I say anything bad about women,
hold on, real quick.
And so do the Simps.
I was right. Rick confirmed he was calling you a clown.
Okay.
Where's my apology?
I don't really. I apologize for what? What would you like me to apologize for? He didn't call me a clown the first one. He put clown emojis. I simply pointed that out. What would you like an apology for, Jacob?
You said that he wasn't calling you a clown.
I said he didn't call. I said he didn't call me a clown. You were correct in that he was calling me a clown. You're correct in that.
He was implying it. He used clown emojis and then your name. That's calling you a clown.
All right. Well, I'm not going to draw conclusions. You see, this is black and white here. He's calling me a clown. Okay, he's calling me a clown. I don't like. Ooh, you're a cool guy. Like I don't. What do you want me to say? Like, what a tough guy. He called me a clown, right?
He wants you to apologize for being a clown.
Okay. So this is what I'm talking about. I don't know who this guy is, right? But if I respond to him, then I'm taking it to heart, right? Like you put this up for a reason. You want to get underneath my skin. It's not going to
Yeti
work.
says you're getting all fired up over Mimosa. She's cool and a valued member. That's all I was trying to say. Mimosa's a great
So
person.
hang on.
Hang
on. Let me address this. Yeti Colin, you're my guy. So first of all, yeah, I'm getting fired up for sure because that's me. That's who I am. Shout out to Australian Jet fan for being you. That's right. Be unapologetically you. I'm high strung and high energy. I'm going to be me. I'm not going to change who I am. That's it. Like I am me unapologetically. Australian Jet fan said I am me. This is what I like. You do you. Always be you, Australian Jet fan. Don't worry about them. You be you. Be yourself. And I'll be myself. And I'm high strung. If I was chill like Addy, I'd be chill like Addy. I'm high strung. That's me. I've always been high strung. I came out the womb this way. I'm going to be high strung until the day God calls me. That's all I can do is be unapologetically me. And I'm super high strung.
Bino says Gary's a polarizing figure. I do not agree with all his takes, but I respect he takes a stance and stands on it with zero apologies.
You got dang right, Bino. Be unapologetically you. Be you and speak your truth. Speak the truth as you see it.
Frank P says Leon's love for Gary is amazing. Leon P is a Gary truther.
Well, it's like the guy in your chat who was in your chat again when I was going up against Brigger, who says I saved his marriage. The ism saves lives. The ism makes people's lives better. They need someone to speak these truths. They need it. Otherwise, you just get women like Mimosa. I'm an independent woman. It's like, shut up. That's so stupid. Like,
Mimosa says, Gary, so I'm wrong for being independent, but also
you're not independent. That's a flawed statement. You're not independent. Everything in your life, you can't walk down an alley at a night safely. Like you're independent. Like that is insane. It's not even a sensible statement to make.
What's your point? I'm grateful for all the men and women in my life. My dad was the biggest influence in my life.
Good. We need more good dads like that. Shout out to Papa Mimosa, whatever his name is. Good for him. Dads are extremely important. Like extremely important. Single motherhood gets praised. No, fathers are so important.
Jersey Jet says the woman in Gary's life must have treated him awful. Poor Gary. #victim.
Yeah, that's it. I speak highly of my mother and my wife and my daughter all the time. But those are high quality women. They're not dirtbags and hoes.
Talk your truth, Gary. Be you always. You inspire me. Yeah, if Spencer Green's on your side, that's not what you want.
The ism saves lives.
Brian says, shut up and call the nanny over to the camera.
She's in Oklahoma. She'll be back. We got a couple weeks, like 2 or 3 weeks until she comes back. But she will be. Her boyfriend is transferring to some school in Florida. And she's going to be going there a lot. So we're not going to have her full summer, but she'll be around. She'll be around all summer.
Gary, serious question. If men built the world and ran it for 5,000 years, how did they let feminism ruin it in 2 generations?
It's the weak men. It's weak men. And the weak men have, it's the cuttlefish, right? Remember I told you guys about the cuttlefish, the weak men, the weak males that pretend to be females to get close to the women. That's the problem. It's always been the problem, right? And then letting women vote doesn't help. So that's 50% of the vote right there. And then you get the weak men and society collapses in 2 generations.
Yo Holmes says, Gary crying about men, crying like a woman.
Yes, I'm clearly crying. Clearly, I have tears running down my face. Proceed.
Carlos says, vote Gary and make sense.
The actual men, the men that build society, right? The men that keep everything running, they agree with me. Like they're so unappreciated and so overlooked for some ridiculous woman. Like I said, men have to use skill, intelligence, wit, cleverness. What does Diana Rossini have to use? Her vagina. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is. Like men have to be great. Women have to have a vagina.
Diana Rossini doesn't represent every woman. That's ridiculous.
No, she represents their journey to the top, though. That's for sure. But proceed.
Scott says, weak men, says a dude who can't drive.
I can drive. I have a medical condition. I can drive. I could drive. Proceed. I did want to have
Gary, I was going to vote for you, but now Spencer Green's on your side. I'm voting Bonesy. I'm sorry.
Spencer
Green just cost you your matchup. Bonesy's going to smoke you now that you have the Spencer Green endorsement.
You said I'm going to lose every round. And so who do you think is most upset?
I have you in the final. I picked you in the final. I'm in first place in the bracket pool.
That's because you're using your brain, right? But what you said I was going to lose to.
I did think Brigga was going to beat
you. Said I was going to lose to Brigga.
No, I thought you were going to beat Amanda. I thought Brigga was going to beat you, but obviously you had a great strategy. Your team.
I need y'all to make 50 fake accounts, 50 burner accounts. They're not fake; they're real accounts. They're just burner accounts, and then go vote for me from all 50 accounts.
I didn't take that into consideration.
Work smart and hard. Work smart and hard, Jake. Vote early, vote often. Just like I voted for you guys from multiple accounts, feel free to vote for me from multiple accounts. And if you'd like, if you're that motivated, make more accounts and vote for me. That's well within the rules. And I want everyone to play within the rules. And that's well within the rules. Can I make my jet point now? Can we talk Jets or do you want to do this some more?
Do you really have a jet point?
I know I actually called in with a Jets point, and then I got disgusted with the Beast call when you had Beast, and I didn't even see that yesterday. I watched the show in bits and pieces.
What's the problem?
I wanted to see
Beast and Gorman look great.
Yeah, they're both physical specimens. They both look like they can take care of themselves and the women around them. That's extraordinary. Yeah. They look like like we're most. They can't walk safely in a dark alley at night, like someone's going to hurt them. All right, can I get to my jet take? I'm all thrown off here. I'm all flustered here. Can I get to my jet point?
Yeah, you could try.
All right, we got to be aggressive here. Like I'm looking at these drafts, and like I just did a draft: Bailey, Boston, CJ Allen, Jacob Rodriguez. We can't. This sucks. That this year.
What? You can make your jet point. I just want you to have to look at this as you do it.
Jay, you think this is like good? Like, do you think this is the state of American men is good? This is not. This is
freedom of expression.
It is. I don't mind that they're doing it. What I mind is that the repulsive physical condition that they're in. That's the problem. Like if you want to dance with your shirt on, that's not for me. But you can do it. I'm not going to stop you. It's just like you don't care about your physical well-being at all. I don't know how you can protect and stand up for the women in your lives when you look like that.
I think they look good.
What are you going to do? What was that?
I think they look good. They're expressing themselves. They're passionate.
You think that they look good? Okay. So you would like to look like that?
Not personally, but if that's
okay.
what they,
all
if
right.
they
all
want
right.
to look
so let's
like
not
that.
Let's not wish it. There, Jake. What you can do and what you ought to do aren't the same thing. Yes, you can look like that. You haven't broken any laws.
I respect their right to do it.
I respect their right to do it too. I don't respect them actually doing it because I don't even know how you let it get to that point. Like Beast, how does it get to don't you look at yourself? Like I got overweight at one point. I was like, all right, I gotta change this. Like, don't you look at yourself and say like, I'm a young man. Like I have no energy. I'm 100 pounds overweight, whatever Beast is. Like, don't you look at yourself and say, I need to change this? I'm being serious. Like during COVID and stuff, everybody got fat. I get it.
Joey says, Gary, by the way, you are overweight. So what are you talking about?
Yes, I'm overweight. Yes. But this is what I'm saying, right? Yes, I'm overweight. But this is what I'm talking about, right? It's just hating. I don't even know who this guy is. And he's gonna make it's like the basketball. Kobe Bryant told a story about Sacramento. Whenever he played in Sacramento, there was one guy every time he check in the game would stand up and be like, Kobe, you suck at basketball. And at the end of his career, Kobe's like, why do you keep saying? He said every game, sat right behind the scorer's desk. He said, why do you say that? We both know that's not true. I'm overweight. We both know that's not true. Like, why would you say it? Proceed.
Ladies and gentlemen, okay, well, hold on. To be fair, we got to give people a fair opportunity to respond around here. Would you agree with that?
I agree.
We can't hear you. Restart. Go to commercial.
Oh, I want to say one thing. He is an underrated and underappreciated caller. I thought I hated him, but I'm actually fully amused by his calls. Proceed. Sorry, I want
his internet crapped out. I think you're going to be let off the hook.
He actually is an entertaining caller. He is. Like I thought I hated him, but no, I'm entertained by Beast. I am. You pointed that out, so I give you full credit for pointing that out.
Mimosa says, Gary, you hate on everyone. You don't like it when people hate on you.
Who did I hate on? Who did I hate on, sweetheart? But this is why women are too emotional. Like, go get a husband or have some man who can speak for you because you're saying nonsensical things.
You don't think a man could make the same type of comment? Why does it have to be gender
They
specific?
could, because women are typically more emotional than men, right? So what's the opposite of emotion? Logic. So if women are more emotional, men are more logical. Men will make more logical statements.
But not every man is logical, just like not every woman is emotional.
Right. It's like saying NBA players are tall. And you say, well, not IT, not Jacob Gilliard. It's like, okay, yes, but NBA players on average are 6'6".
Aussie Jet fan says, I love how Gary says this while he's the one getting all emotional.
Am I emotional? Have I cursed at anyone? Have I done anything? Have I insulted it? No, I'm not emotional at all. I'm passionate.
Scott says, Gary says women are too emotional, but keeps getting sidetracked by his emotions when making his jet point.
What emotional statement have I made? What statement have I made that's based on emotion? See that these people, they don't know how to think. They don't know anything. Like, these are useless human beings. Like Scott Piazza, I promise you, that's a useless human being.
Rick, who called you a clown earlier, says you hate on everyone.
The guy that came in who I don't know, who called me a name, right? Who I don't know, says I'm hating on people. Do you see the nonsense in these statements? I don't know this guy.
Smooth says Gary getting emotional. His voice is cracking.
Not cracking. See, again, another guy, probably a simp, probably gets no chicks, probably doesn't get laid, right? He's gonna come
Yeti
after
says,
me.
well, you
I'm
don't
a
seem
superior
calm.
man to him. Okay. What is your point, Yeti? What have I said that's irrational? What have I said that's emotional? Yeah, someone should point out one thing I've said that's emotional or irrational.
Yo Home says cursing doesn't secretly mean emotional. Bozo.
Did I say that cursing secretly means emotional? Did I say cursing secretly means emotional? That's what I'm saying. I mean, he has to be the dumbest human being in the world. Guys, don't have people like Yo Homes in your life. They'll just frustrate you with their stupidity, and they will never learn. That relationship will bear zero fruit. Okay, so just avoid low IQ people in general.
Why are you raising your voice? That seems like an emotional response, says Aussie Jeff.
This is how I talk. If you don't like it, that's too bad. But this is how I speak, and I encourage you, like I did before, to be you. If you speak low, if you speak in whisper, then do you. This is how I speak. So I'm gonna be unapologetically me, and you should be unapologetically you.
It's time.
How about you shut up, bitch?
Beast.
He's at Menards. Menards is a home improvement store. I just looked it up. Is that what that is, Beast?
Well, look at this. Look at this disgrace of humanity and this disgracefulness. I'm not. All right, here we go. Now this is 28th right now. I'm waiting to get on 30th. And I'm going to Foofless right now. I don't got time to talk to a clown who's basically an egg-sucking douchebag with the size pissant IQ of toilet paper, cheap bottle of whiskey, and an old bag of Doritos. You're not worth my time. This is 29th. Got one more to go. Come on. Don't worry. I'll let this guy get off here. We'll get up 30th. Yeah. All right, there we go. Here we go. All right, next stop. Here we go. Whoa, there's flies in here already. Yep, the flies already started. All right, here we go. Ready to go? Sorry about that, ma'am. Hold on. Ready? All right, we're ready. Right there. There we go. All right. Thanks, brother. Man. All right, cool. All right. You know the drill, right? All later, player. That's how we roll. All right, everybody go. Let's go. Everybody move. Let's go. No time to talk. Just drive. Go, move. Vámonos. Para aquí. Sótelo. Come on, vámonos. No time to talk. Let's go. Pick your feet up. Let's go. Come on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Move.
Now you're just counting. I was actually fairly impressed.
We're trying to move traffic.
Now you're just counting.
We're trying to
can do that
move
too.
traffic right now. We're trying to move traffic, so no time to talk. If you want to talk. But if you want to stand with your hand at your ass, that's your problem. Now I got work to do. Now next stop, Food for Less, and then next stop, Chick-fil-A. Here we come. That's
We covered a lot of ground there.
Chick-fil-A. I mean, it's not the healthiest choice, but it's not the worst either. Chick-fil-A.
Not some
That
common
stuff
ground
always
between you and
sound good.
Beast.
Chick-fil-A and Cane's always sound. I thought he didn't like Chick-fil-A because they put a pickle on his chicken sandwich.
I think he went back and gave it another chance.
All right. Can you give me 30 seconds just to we got to trade up in this draft. We got to get aggressive. I just did a mock draft. Like I said, Bailey, Boston, CJ Allen, and Jacob Rodriguez. We can't have a draft like that. That's so unsexy. I know it's just a mock and they're not, but like we need to trade up and get impact players. Like
they need one of the big three receivers.
And look, Mougey's not afraid. Like he's shown that he's not afraid to be aggressive. He's got to get aggressive. He's got to trade up. We can't sit and just pick 4 guys. We can't do that, Jake.
We'll trade up and then trade out of 33 and recoup what you traded up.
I'm with it. Yeah. 1644. Get back into the top 10, I guess. Pick twice in the top 10 and then trade 33 down and get another second and a third. Yeah. We got to get aggressive.
You have to sit in a room with Beast for 24 hours, but the Jets are guaranteed to make the playoffs. Are you doing it?
Oh, 100%. I'll sit in there 2 weeks. I'll go on a 2-week vacation, 2-week hiatus. The playoffs?
They make the playoffs. You have to sit in a room. You can't leave the room unless you have to go to the bathroom.
The New York Football Jets make the if you told me they won the division and got a home playoff game, I'll sit there all season. The playoffs? Hell yeah. I'll sit with Beast. I don't care how crazy he is. If I sit in the room with Beast, the Jets make the playoffs. I'll watch every game with them if they make the playoffs.
Okay, so now it's Beast, it's Yo Holmes, it's Mike DeRamo, it's Mimosa, and Charles Gorman. They're all in the same room with you.
We got Mimosa, so she can serve us food and prepare food for us. Yeah, that sounds even better.
You're a bad guy. Bad guy.
But one other thing.
No, you're wrong. Wow, what the? Oof, that hurt. Where am I? The moon? Seriously?
Thank you, Gary, for whatever that was. On that note, a couple super chats. Let me shout out the Mimosa for real because she did gift a 10 spot. I thought it was a bounty at first, but she wrote in no bounty. She just wanted to yell at Gary. I thought Gary was going to have a short time on the show today. Just a quick trip to the hole. Mimosa did not send him to the hole. See, that's what greatness is. Got Gary all mad. Mimosa in the raffle this afternoon for 10.
Thank you, Mimosa, for your generosity and tremendous support of the Jake Asman Show.
Thank you to Mimosa. Super chat from Ralphie. He's in the raffle for 2. Jake, when you developed the concept for the show, did you expect shirtless, way too big men chanting JETS? I did not. Mocking Bailey and Lemon for us right now. I think a lot of Jet fans would like that mock. I'm a Reese guy, but I don't hate Bailey. If they took him at 2 and then Lemon, I think I'd be satisfied for sure. Lemon would excite me if he's there at 16. You didn't have to trade up to get a receiver. That'd be awesome. No, I did not imagine that this show would evolve the way it has.
I wanted to add one thing.
I just wanted to have to watch Beast one more time. Let's see. Cash Money Mike in the raffle for 4. If the Jets love Tate, why not take him at 2, then move up for the defensive player? Because which defensive player are you moving up for? Right? To me, you move up for a receiver because it's a premium position. I don't know if you move up for Sonny Styles, who's a linebacker, or Caleb Downs, who's a safety. Receiver's a premium position. Alec Pierce makes $29 million a year as the number 2. Low end number 1. You know, Garrett Wilson, you already have a 1. You need someone else. You need 2 in today's NFL. Unless you have a superstar quarterback, which obviously the Jets don't, you need, I think, at least 2 bona fide pass catchers in your offense. The Jets don't have that right now. They have a complimentary piece in A.D. Mitchell. I think Mason Taylor is going to be an improved player this year. But the Jets are always a skill position player short. Always. We're always saying they need another weapon. Go get the weapon. Build the team for the quarterback in 2027 is my philosophy. Sam with a super chat. Boston is the most QB-friendly wide receiver in the draft. He's close to T-Mac. Can we have Blow It breakdown before the draft? We did, Boston. He didn't love him, Sam. Go back on my channel a couple weeks ago. maybe a month ago at this point. We did do Denzel Boston. Blew it, was not in love with him. Didn't think that he separates enough to be a big-time player at the next level. I don't know if he hated it at 33. I know he didn't want him at 16, though. Kevin in the raffle for 2. The people seeing Beast on the side of the street yelling at them in Spanish have to be so confused. Put me in the raffle.
Can't wait.
Yeah, Beast, how are you?
We got something good here. We got some chicken tenders. Oh yeah, $5. Yeah. Now can you dig that? Yeah, that's right. We're at Food Force right now. It's good for the action day. Now this is where real men know how to come. So if you want to be real and you want to live up your word, step up to your game. Now let's go find out if what's good straight temps. I ain't see this in my spot. Nobody gives a shit.
All right, thank you very much. I'm going to end the show with a closer that is in action this afternoon. Ladies and gentlemen, it's PBM versus Peg and Artie. Hit it.
You want to go do some role playing?
Oh, yeah.
Hey, dickwad!
It's time to party. Peg and Artie. We're gonna party. Peg and Artie. Jets fans will party with Peg and Artie.
Hey, Peg. Nobody gives a shit.
That you all stink.
Listen, bitch. Pay your fucking taxes, man.
This really wasn't what I expected.
Eat a bag of dicks.
It's time to party. Peg and Artie. With Peg and Artie. We're gonna party with Peg and Artie.
Hey, yes. Jake Asmaniacs, how you doing?
Artie.
Hey, I want to defend Gary a little bit. Because, I mean, he's always, even people that bust his balls, because he's such a great ball buster, and as much as I love to bust his balls and enjoy it, I really have nothing against the guy. Some of his points are a little out there, I know, but he always cares about people's health and well-being, I mean, he always suggests better dietary habits for us, and I appreciate that. So, Gary, I do appreciate your dietary advice and whatnot. So, and yeah, this one there, somebody called him a scumbag. I thought that was a little harsh. I don't think Gary's a scumbag. I think he's, he brings a lot to the community, and good and bad. But scumbag, no. I mean, we've seen, but we know what scumbags are. I mean, we lived through 9/11, we lived through the wars and all that stuff. We know what scumbags are. Gary ain't that. Anyway, that's what I wanted to say, Jake. Hope you have a great day. Looking forward to the show this afternoon with the great PBM and hopefully the great PB wife.
I love it. Artie, good luck.
Asmaniac Madness is underway. Make sure you vote to make your voice heard.
This will be an epic one this afternoon. Peg and Artie, Purple Belt Mike, drama, greatness, final Sweet 16 showdown. And then tomorrow, the Elite Eight gets underway. Kyle Clifton and Chef Kevin. Someone will head to the Final Four. We're going to pause the tournament after Wednesday's final Elite Eight matchup. And then we will resume the tournament most likely on Tuesday because Monday will be a big draft recap day. So we'll do justice to all the draft reaction. And then we obviously will do Asmaniac Madness Final Four. Tuesday, Wednesday, probably have an off day Thursday, and the championship projected to be 1 week from today. Or no, because next week's the draft. It'd be 2 weeks from today. Schedule subject to change, but that's what the committee and I are discussing currently for the look ahead for Asmaniac Madness. We're back this afternoon. Nick Farrer will be my guest at 4 p.m. Eastern. Thank you to everyone who called in. Thank you to Will Parkinson, who joined us at the beginning of the show. The raffle for the Parcells helmet will be on the second show. Good luck to Peg and Artie and PBM. It's going to be a magical time, folks. It always is. I will talk to you guys soon. I leave you, though, with some greatness on your screen. JETS, 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 Jets.
You sons of bitches. I've got a problem with my prepaid card, and I'm trying to fix it. There's some bogus charge on my card, and I don't like the sign of that.
Hey, Beast, which tank top do you like?
I'm not interested in tank tops. Those are for girls. What the hell is wrong with you? Give me someone American I can speak to.
Unless you get the account verified, I won't be able to.
Give me someone American I can talk to.
Why are you so upset?
I do apologize, but
I already gave you the account number. Why are you sitting here BSing me? Well, you're sitting there with your hand up your ass. Hello? I had a problem fighting with one of the idiots on the phone. Couldn't speak one blink word of English.
What did they charge you?
$9.99.
So this is all over $10? What's your Venmo, Beast? You have a Venmo? I'll give you $10 right now to make you whole.
I'm pulling it up right now. Ugh.
Jason-Storm-31. You're down $9.99?
Yes.
Here you go, buddy. You've been made whole.
New password, and I can't even get one. I don't even know a password. I'm trying something here.
Gator says, was Beast the best choice as your tech support engineer? I still believe in him, Gator. Absolutely.
I tried raunchy 14. Didn't want to work. Minimize 8 characters, maximum 20. You son of a bitch.
Hey, try I'm Not a Meatball 69. Hogwarts 350 LBs.
Hey, watch him. Got it. Oh, bullshit, man. Really getting me really ridiculous. This is so fucking stupid. I don't know what the fuck. Oh.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've reached the part of the call where Beast turns his camera off and he's gone. Well, Bobby Midnight, he was hoping that he'd talk to her.
Why does he want to talk to her?
He's a big fan of her work.
That's why he wants to talk to her.
Are you saying Bobby Midnight is a horn dog?
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. Once you remove the idea that you want to have sex with them, most women don't really have anything interesting to say. And that's not a sign of Ariel or anyone in particular. It's just
here we go,
observation.
Here we go.
Once you take sex out of it, they don't really have that much that's interesting to say. And especially if they're like an 8 or above, they're useless because they've never had to be interesting because everything they've gotten in their life is based solely on one thing, their sex appeal.
Ariel's my friend. She likes me. I'm not going to jump her bones like you think.
Clearly you do.
But I'm not going to jump her bones because she's much younger than me and we're friends.
What does that matter? She's younger than you?
Fuck that. I'm done with you, Gary. Every time you put people down, I don't want to talk to people that have low ID.
I never mentioned you.
Yeah, but don't bring that up. I want to jump her bones. I don't. I just wanted to say hi to her. Not that I wanted to jump her bones, okay?
You don't find her attractive?
She's very attractive, but I could be her father, knucklehead.
So what?
So I don't want to fucking jump her bones, okay?
I certainly don't think that's true. I mean,
pissed off right
now. You have no idea why you're upset.
Because you said I wanted to jump a bone, you asshole.
I never said that.
Yes, you did.
I don't even use the term "jump her bones." I've never used that.
You know.
Yeah.
I wanted to jump a bone, you asshole. She's very attractive.
Yeah.
I wanted to jump a bones.
It's becoming a trend. Did he power off his phone?
You know.
Yeah. I wanted to jump a bone, you asshole. I wanted to jump a bone. I wanted to jump a bone, you asshole. I don't want to jump a bone. She's very attractive. I don't want to talk to people with low IDs. Not that I want to jump her bones, but she's very attractive. I don't want to jump her I wanted to jump a bone. Can I say hello to my I wanna jump a bone. You know,
Oh, hi. Jake wants me to ask you to click on the like button.
That's right, Lane. And if they don't subscribe to the Jake Asman Show, this team may never win another game. Let's go, Jets.